inside the house with the commissioner. So I'd like to say warm good morning going out to the whole of London town. And first things first, we need some sound checks to make sure that the reception is up and to good standards and that you're picking us up loud and clear in your yard. Okay, so give us a check on 0958 504 906.
9216 9216 9216 9216.
Hello, Genesis.
Morning.
Morning.
Ron, boss.
What are you saying, boss?
Yeah. Coming through live and clear. Is Ron?
Okay, Ron.
Mm.
All right, then we're going to take some more check from the rest of London town. And we'll probably hear from you later on, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so anything on your mind this morning?
Hmm?
Anything on your mind this morning?
Yeah, I read something where the arrested, 100 of them was arrested in Tenerife.
In Tenerife?
Yeah, and I didn't hear anything more about them, you know?
Okay, then. All right, you can give us the info on that in a bit later on, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, then, Ron.
All right, good.
Please.
Genesis, London's only #1 station.
Who goes there?
Genesis, London's only #1 station. Genesis.
Hello, Genesis.
Good morning, Genesis radio station.
Yeah, this is Genesis. Good morning.
Yes, I am receiving you quite clearly in my part of town.
And what's your part of town, if you don't mind me asking?
It's Hackney.
Hackney.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything on your mind this morning?
Yes, beautiful. Boy, our soul need that brother badly. Give we more of him.
Oh, the brother before, you mean?
Yes, the brother who was preaching, yes, was teaching then,
Oh,
teaching.
Minister Farrakhan.
Yes, give me more of him, boy.
Okay.
Yes?
All right, then.
All right, have a good day.
You too, and thanks for your call, yeah?
Yes, bye-bye.
Yes, I've got to say a big shout going out to our brothers on earlier on before us, of course, the Nation of Islam. They had the Mohammed hot seat, and if you was listening this morning, you was listening to speakings from the Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Okay, so we've had a check from South London, we've had a check from Hackney. Any more London-bound or outer counties massive out there? If you'd like to give us a sound check, let us know how you're receiving us in your area. The number again is 0958 504 906.
Who goes there?
Genesis, London's only #1 station. Genesis.
Who goes there?
Now, Commissioner, we'd like to come and say your mornings.
#1 station.
Who goes there?
Genesis, London's only
Good morning,
station.
London town. Good morning, and how are you all today? You know, we've got some stuff lined up for you, and as you know, if there's anything that you would like to speak on today, you know the number 0958 504 906.
Who goes there?
Genesis, London's only #1 station.
Good morning, you're in tune to Genesis 96 FM.
Yeah, good morning. This is Caroline calling from Woolwich. I'd just like to say good morning to my mum down in Catford. And I think that, enough respect, yeah?
Okay, sis. Sister
All right.
Caroline in Catford.
Yeah. Right, going out to my mum, Adele. You know it's Adele. Well, Maz.
Maz.
Yes? Maz.
Okay.
M-A-Z, yeah?
Yes.
All right. Big up Genesis crew, yeah?
Thanks, sis.
Bye.
See you.
Okay, so we've had Woolwich, we've had Hackney, we've had South London. What happened to
Who
the
goes there?
North London crews? Any North London massive locked in? What about all those down in the Romford side of town? Just to know what the sound's like out there, or what we sound like out there. Boy, tongue-tied this morning. This is Commissioner, you know, when he puts this mic up, it goes right up in the air, you know. Okay, once again, we've got to say thank you for all those who came on before us. Took us through the night time, hold tight to the Mohammed hot seat. Got to say a big shout going out to Big T, also to the Master Cut, and all the presenters from yesterday and in the week before us. Done an excellent job. We've had a bit of a struggle this week. but you know it goes. We bounce right back. Bounce right back.
9216.
The God Squad.
9216. 9216.
Okay. Well, we got a packed show of information for you today because I made Mr. Commissioner, or the High Commissioner. It's not High Commissioner. It's okay. It was just someone saying hi to you when they said High Commissioner. All right then. We got a packed bag of information for you today. Also, we're going to be talking today on about 3-4 subjects, and we're going to leave one open for you, the public out there. If there's anything that's on your mind that you want to speak about, you can just phone in and give us the input on that. But this week, there was quite a few things happening that was very distressing and also very frightening. Right? For one, a paedophile this week had to tell the judge and the police that he would reoffend before they would take him serious. They was going to let him out onto the street, but because he then turned around and said, if you let me out, because they locked him up for raping a 9-year-old child, and he said as soon as he comes out, he's going to look for another 9-year-old child and do it again. But the frightening thing about that, they was willing to let him out. If he never stood up and held up his hand and said he's going to do it again, he'd been out on street today. Okay, that was one thing. 2, last week Sunday when we was talking, me and the commissioner, we got information about a young gentleman aged about 13 who got shot through or at his front door. Okay, that came for us. That was the last bit of information that came to us last week Sunday. Well, we've got further information on that, and we're going to talk about that. Okay, about it appears that it was a revenge shooting, okay? That was a revenge shooting on a young 13-year-old down in the Brixton side of town. We're gonna talk about that. Also, this week, a young lady was raped. A young 13-year-old was raped in the New Cross side of town, and something, you know, it's really, you know, this week. I mean, the things that's happened. It's involved children in all aspects there, you know. A paedophile being released after raping a 9-year-old, a 13-year-old youth getting shot, and now a young child of 13 getting raped in the New Cross side of things, okay? So these are the 3 subjects that we're going to be talking about today, and trying to form some either help, liaison, or some solution or information to help solve these crimes, really. You know what I mean? It might sound bad about some solutions, or let's get them out into the open and how these people are being protected. And somebody must know that rapist, brother. You know what I mean? Or have some idea, or must have saw something, you know. Too much of this walking past and not seeing, you know what I mean? Something might jog your memory now, because now you might have saw some form of struggling at the New Cross side of thing, but never checked it. You might have checked it as a little rowdy argument. You know what I mean? Well, now that might jog your memory, and you might realise that you might have been a witness to the event or before the event, okay? Also, with the shooting down at Brixton, there's a lot of talk in the community, so there must be some information out there that can lead to the apprehension of the person that will put 2 bullets into a young 13-year-old child indiscriminately, shoot through a door, doesn't care who. That means they didn't care who they was killing. Right? It doesn't matter killing or shooting. They went in there and shot the youth. Okay? So I got a call. I'm going to take this one. Hello, Genesis.
Yes, brother.
Yes, sir.
I want if you could conduct this program by asking each caller to address the presenter's brother or sister, not guy and that man and that gal and that man. All right? Please.
You want them to address us as...
I wanted the show to be conducted as to each and everybody, as brother and sister, and not that man there, and that guy, and that gal there.
Okay, we'll try. We'll try.
Well, if they can't abide with the rules, just cut them off. Because I don't think if we try to get together, we can approach one another by that man then, that guy then, that gal then. You understand?
Okay then.
Because, I mean, this is a Black Power station. We must have some respect and as we try to unite with one another. Not,
you know what it is? Sometimes it's respect as well, but also it's the language that we're speaking. And I mean,
Yes,
it's trying to retrain us to speak in a respectful manner or speak a proper way. But at the end of the time, sometimes when it just comes out from your chest or from your belly, it just comes out. It comes out. You know what I mean? It's not a form of disrespect. It's the way you've been talking all the time, and it's hard. It's hard enough for some people to phone up to express their views, other than them to phone up and start thinking how they're going to actually talk to us when they're going to talk to us over the air. We know those who are phoning up to disrespect. You know what I mean? So we can watch out for that and try and catch it and cut them off. But sometimes it's hard enough just to actually take up the courage to pick up the phone and phone in. You know?
I still think we should deal with the discipline, but brother or sister, you don't take only a second or a quick thought. Not that man then, that guy there, and that gal then, and thing. No, man.
Okay then.
You know?
All right, but remember earlier when you was phoning up and you was mentioning about, not to go off to the point that we brought up about the 100 Rastafarian brothers that got...
Yeah, I'm looking for this paper for come back.
For it first. All right then.
Right.
All right then.
Yeah.
Peace. Okay, 0958 504 906, Commissioner.
Yeah, London Town, listen, we want some feedback today, okay? We had a little sister that was attacked this week on her way to school. 9 o'clock in the morning, she was dragged off the street and assaulted, indecently assaulted, raped in fact. Now, the person that done that, we got a message for you. We're going to take this call first. Good morning, you're in tune to Genesis 91.6 FM. What's your name and from where are you calling, please?
It's Tafara and I'm calling from Broccoli.
One love, Tafara.
Yes, Virgin. I just really, I want to talk about the rape thing.
Yeah.
Because what's crazy is that I used to live on the road where it happened. I just moved like last week.
Uh-huh.
And then a Virgin phoned me and said, hey, Virgin, someone got raped on your road. And I said, what?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, he saw it on the news and all this. But what's crazy, I haven't really heard nothing about it on the street.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just hearing you talking about it now on the radio, so I just want to tune in and hear more feedback about what happened and, you know, like who was the so-called rapist and what, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because it's like a madness. 9 o'clock in the morning and they go to school and she's getting raped.
On their way to school, huh?
That's an off-key, hey.
You know what I can't believe?
You know?
But Bridget, you know what I can't believe?
Yeah.
Nobody saw nothing at that time.
Aye, Bridget, that's what I can't believe because from, you know, the road, it's a big road.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody tracks in passing through, so I don't know what's going on. No one can't tell me they didn't hear a sound or didn't see a little altercation taking place, you know what I mean? Where, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I don't know, but I'm gonna tune in still and listen what's going on and see if I can find out more about this thing because all the people of that girl there, they must be distressed. The girl must be distressed. You know what I mean? There must be enough distress even for the youth then that have to pass that way to go to school for next time. They must be paranoid now, you know what I mean?
For real.
It's all them kind of effects we have to think about as well. It's not just the one person, it affects the wider community.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Bridget.
I'm going to tune in and listen and, you know, see what feedback the rest of the masses then give, yeah?
Okay, thanks for the call.
Just big up Daddy Coolie for me, yeah?
Daddy Coolie.
Yes, Tafari, respect, yeah?
Easy, Virgin. Cool, yeah?
One love.
All right, just go to you same way.
Yes, Bridget.
Niceness.
Yeah, London Town, listen, as I said to you, this attack that happened to this young schoolgirl on her way to school, 9 in the morning, between Newcastle and Deptford, she was attacked. Now, for all of those that, you know, don't want to hear it, yes, she was attacked by a black youth, a young man. I've heard that he must have been around 22. He looks about 22 years of age. Someone out there knows him. Now, for the boy or the young boy that done that, you made one of the biggest mistakes of your life. Number one, because the girl's father happens to be a good friend to a lot of people in the community. grew up with a lot of people in our community here, and we all know him. You understand? Now, for everyone else that has always said we've had so many discussions on black violence and what would we do and blah, blah, blah. Today, I want some information. You will sit down, jog your memory, remember if you was down in that area. If we can get the day, if anyone knows the day, let us know. And the exact time, let us know. And you will think about it. If you was down there, if you saw anything at all that you might think is very insignificant, but it might help to apprehend this person. Because obviously, for someone to come out 9 o'clock in the morning, take a you off street and do that, they have no scruples, no morals, and they don't business. Whoever sees or whatever. Basically, they think they can do what they want. Now, we want some feedback today on that particular thing, right? I know that the family are going through the most stress now. So, black community, let's support them. And let's try and stamp these things out. If anyone has any information whatsoever, someone out there knows who done it. Someone must. Because this youth never just drops out of the sky. He never just come from another planet. He's got family, he's got friends, he's got whatever. So, you'll check. He should be acting strange, he should be acting a little stressed, or if he's that sick, you might not even know that he's done anything. But we need you all to, boy, start getting vigilant, man. Start working together as a community, and let's try and solve these things. And sometimes it's sad, you know, they shouldn't be solved, they should be stopped before they even happen. 0958504906. D.
Okay, also, as a things about, you know when something happens in the community, right? What happens now is a whole heap of different stories start circling around the air. And then, from a dirty little cowardly act, this person becomes some big fierce monster, some big super inhuman, nothing can trouble him. He is the big chest duper duper. You know what I mean? Right, even like to the shooting the other day of the young youth there, right? Let me tell you, right, this was a cowardly attack. There was nothing brave about it, because even in here in the studio with Commissioner said to me, boy, I hear said that they shot the youth in front of his grandmother. They shot the youth through the door. They didn't even wait to see who was behind the door. They just shot through the door, okay? Yep, they shot accordingly, they shot the wrong boy, whatever, yeah? But it was a cowardly act. It was a revenge act, and we know enough of you out there know what's going on and what we're talking about, okay? But let's not hype it up into some big, you know, this person deserved this or they deserve that. If you didn't know about it, it was the act was cowardly because the person didn't even wait to see who they were shooting. They just shot through the door, and that's it, you know what I mean? So I'm not giving them no props about they done it in front of no family like they were soldiers or about you. It was a 13-year-old boy, and they just fired the shots then through the door. So that has to be explained straight off. This other little crumb now who raped the young girl up in the New Cross side of town, somebody must have saw something. I mean, even check yourself now, right? You might have just saw a little argument or a scuffling, and you might have checked it as a boyfriend and girlfriend thing, and you know, we got this attitude of putting our chin in our chest. And I said, child, boy, it's a boy and a man business, a boy and a girl business, leave it. It ain't nothing to do with us. You get me? So what happened now, you lot must check what you saw. Because now what you might have seen was not a little simple argument between a girlfriend and a boyfriend. What you saw was the leading up or the beforehand to a rape. Okay? All right, I got another call, another line, so I lost it. Okay, that's one of the things now. The paedophile business again. All these things are germs and diseases, right? Because a paedophile now is a sick person, right? And they was going to let out a paedophile. I remember a couple of months ago we was talking about the paedophile in Forest Hill. I bet you lot forgot about him. Do you remember, Commissioner, we was reminding people about the paedophile in Forest Hill? I bet you lot all forgot about him. I bet he's sitting down there, sitting in his yard now, drinking his cup of tea, right, and laughing and saying, boy, I remember the ballyhoo for about 2 weeks, but right now, I'm living large and nobody ain't even troubling me, you know what I mean? I'm watching the little kids them at school, same way, set speed, and I'm okay. See, our memories are too short. Our memories are too short. We only remember things that happened today or yesterday, and then we'll forget about it. But we need to make our memories last. A paedophile, right, we explained it, is a person that fantasizes and goes to the extent of actually doing things to young children. Okay? That's what they do. They fantasize and get off on doing nastiness to young kids, and them people are sick and shouldn't be allowed in to the society. And this paedophile, let's get this right now, because he was incarcerated for rape, yeah, and they was letting him out. And the only thing that stopped them letting him out is because he turned around and said to them, I'm going to go out there and do exactly the same thing again. The other day, there was the killing where there's a madman. He's suing the government. He's suing the council and the law for letting him out, because when he let out, he said the same thing, and when he came out, he went and committed the same crime again. So something has to be done and sorted out now, seriously. And for the first stance now, you see, like the thing in Tanner's Hill, we got to stop saying okay, because they just pass. Sometimes I wonder if we should even talk about them, because nothing seems to go on about it. Nothing happens. We talk about it, and I don't see nothing happening afterwards. This time I'd like to say, boy, at least it made a difference. This time we caught the brother that raped the young girl. You know what I mean? Even Warren Bataud, he knows her. Okay? Or it's someone he knows, because you know what? You might look at me and say, boy, Coolie never said that, When they commit a crime, the first suspects is the closest people. Right? Is the family, or the brothers, the sisters, right? The friends, the closest vicinity. They look in that circle first before they branch out. We always say it can't be no one close to us. So they when it is someone close, so that girl, she might know the brother. She might not. But what you call it? You might know the brother. And because you know him, say, that's just one of his girlfriends or whatever. You know what I mean? You might have seen something suspicious that day. Okay, you might have seen something suspicious that day down the Newcastle region and just took it as a girlfriend and boyfriend argument and left it at that. Well, now you know that it went further than that. It went on to rape. Okay, so jog back your little memory now, or your big memory, and think, yeah, I know who it was, or I saw it. Because that person ain't supposed to walk streets. Simple. You ain't supposed to. I ain't supposed to worry about my little girl going to school and some little fiend and fool go out there and hold her down. Nah, let's get real. Because you see, there's a thing they call like the juice and the power. You see, when somebody does something and gets away with it, the next time it becomes easier. It becomes easier. So we've got to make the first time the hardest time. Commissioner.
Yes, London Town, as you heard Daddy Coolie say, this attack happened in Tanner's Hill, and I'm sure you all in the community know where Tanner's Hill is. Now, that area is very busy in the morning. You have schools, you have college, you have people on and off the buses, etc. Somebody must have seen something. Now, if you don't want to go to the police and tell them, fine, but we're here. If you want to be anonymous and just say, look, this is what I saw, blah, 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 you know what I mean? Or this is, come on, let's do something. Let us do something, London Town. Now, you also add, as you heard, the shooting, 13-year-old shot twice through his front door. The people didn't even know who it was. They didn't see his face or nothing. They just waited for a shadow at the door and blasted away. These people need to be caught again, and I'd bet my hat on it that someone out there knows who is responsible. Let me tell you all something. This isn't a macho, bad boy style, I'm going to rule the world business. Forget all of that. It can't work, because anyone that's got that mentality, today they shoot that little boy, tomorrow it could be you or me or even their own mother or father. So listen, from you all know it, from you know who's dealing with it, if you've got any idea at all, and we don't want no bad mind people just to phone up and say, oh, it could be that one or that one. No, we don't want no assumptions, no guesses, no who I think it was. If you saw anything at all, right, let's get on it. We're always talking about the police, and the police don't want to help us and blah, blah, blah. Well, let's help ourselves. And, but just as a to throw in something else, London Town, we have at some stage brought up, conversations about our own police force, our own security, securing our own communities. It seems now that we really need to start taking this on board, because things are getting out of hand. The shooting in Brixton, the shooting at the restaurant the other day, you know, believe it or not, at the same time that the shooting occurred, the police were actually in the town hall talking to the black community's leaders and representatives and trying to explain about this gun business, about using all of these so-called yardie informers, bringing them up from Jamaica to infiltrate the crime culture that's amongst our community. And these people taking liberties, going out, robbing, raping, shooting, etc., etc. Now, the police claim that gun violence in the black community, especially in the Brixton area, is on the decrease. It's decreasing. Well, so far we've had, is it 2-3 fatalities in the last month and a half? If that's decreasing, then, boy, I don't want to see what it will be like if it does get bad. London Town 09585049906. Now, these are very emotional topics that we're discussing today because they're real-to-life events that are taking place in the community. We don't want you all to feel shy and think that you haven't got an input. At the same time, and this is why we're going to cover these topics as well, the sister now that this attack happened to this week is listening, all right? The family are listening. Now, I can't swear for the little boy that got shot, but I can, you know, I should imagine his family are also listening because they know what Genesis is about and they want to see if there's any feedback coming from you all. So come on, London Town. Now, I've been phoned up and told there was another case for everyone that was interested in the drum belly business. See, it appeared in the Crown Court last week, I think, and he's got another date to come. This geezer here is appearing in court for child molesting, troubling and interfering with little children. Black man, again, from the community, all right, well known, he was well trusted, people used to make him look after their children, etc. And it turns out that he as well has been taking liberties and, you know, using the position that he's got, you know, to satisfy his own animalistic lust and his own animalistic mind. All right, so, boy, London Town, all of these things are out there, you know, and we need to discuss them. We need to get it out in the air. We need to start dealing with ourselves, with all of the crimes that's going on in our community. Okay, we need to start addressing them. And as I've said, if it means that we've got to have our own little security force, bad boys who we finance £1 a day or whatever, and not bad boys in the sense that they're going to come and trouble the innocents. Bad boys in the sense that they will have no fear in dealing with perpetrators of crime in our community, you know, working for us. The Metropolitan Police are supposed to be responsible to the people that pay their taxes. That's us. But we've seen that they failed. So isn't it time that we get the show on the road for ourselves, sort of something out? It doesn't matter what scale it's on. If the Americans can come here with this, what they call them angel people that patrol the underground, guardian angels, all right? They came here, give some man some berets and a bright T-shirt, give them a little bit of training and sent them out on the street to protect people. Is it that hard for us to do, London Town? I don't know. 09585049906. Daddy calling.
Okay. 0958-504-906. If any of the subjects have touched you and you want to comment or speak on them today, that's fair enough. If there's any other subject that's touched in your mind, that something is stuck in your head this weekend that you'd like to talk about, you know, you can also give us a call. We'll take this call now. Hello, Genesis. What's your name? Where you calling from? Turn down your radio a little bit, please.
Okay, one moment. Hello.
Hi. What's your name? Where you calling from, please?
Hi, my name is Dee. I'm calling from Norwood. I was just phoning up to say if you think it might be useful to give out a help or advice number, because these topics you're talking about are obviously very sensitive, and I think that it may conjure up certain feelings for certain people.
Okay, do you mean that should we give out a helpline for the victims or for people who want to call us?
For victims.
Okay, the people that are who we know are involved in these two crimes, yeah, the young boy that got shot and the family, yeah. We'll look about some counselling lines for them, but we haven't got nothing at the moment here.
Sorry?
Okay? We haven't got no counsel lines.
Right.
We haven't got no counselling lines where they could actually call in and ask for help at the moment. So if
Okay,
anybody
but
out
you
there,
do have a number that you could give to them, though, if there is anybody that would seek such advice.
if someone gave us the numbers, we could get the numbers to them, yeah.
Right, okay then.
Okay then, if that's
All
something that they require, yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 0958 504 906. Okay, this is Genesis 916 FM. Also, on the shooting of last week, it was like, I would call it, they said it was a revenge shooting, okay? Because it happened to be the birthday of somebody that was died through another black on black violence killing, okay? So it was an anniversary time, so the year had come up now, and somebody had to pay for the person that's dying, although there is somebody in jail for the crime of the original killing. But to some people's frame of mind, this is enough. And then decided that they want to take some more blood for the original killing, okay? So they decided on the birthday or the anniversary of the person who was originally killed's birthday, okay? Not their death, their birthday. They decided to go down to the family of the person who's in jail and knock the door, and whoever opened the door, because this is exactly what happened, whoever came to answer the door was going to get blasted, and that's what's happened, okay? So that's a little insight into what went on there. If there's anybody out there who'd like to elaborate more or got the fuller story or some more information on that, they can give us a call on 0958 504 906. We do really need as well some help, some form of help, okay? If we need to kind of like a lady just phoned up and asked about setting up a phone line, all right, to find out, you know what I mean, about this rape business down at the New Cross where they can phone in and say, yeah, or give information. We ain't really on that kind of liaison business with the old bill at the moment, okay? But if it needs to get there, the information must get there because this person needs to be caught. You know what I mean? It's simple as that. Whether it's black on black or white on black, it doesn't matter. Them rapists, people, they don't have no rights, man. They need to be caught and dealt with. So if the information gets to us, it will get there. Hello, Genesis.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's the name where you're calling from? Hello?
Yeah, my name's Nadja, and I'm calling from Broccoli.
Hi, Nadja.
Hiya.
Right,
I've been away for a couple of weeks out of the country, and I've come back and I'm listening back in tune to Genesis, and I've heard all this distressing news. And it's very sad to know that these things are happening to our youth, because I have my own youth myself, and they are girls, which rape usually involves girls more than it does boys. But also as well, you're asking us as the adults to phone in. We need to get through to our youths that they need to participate, yeah, because they know what's going on. They're the ones that's out there, and they're the ones that need to speak. They have like a thing where we can't talk because we can't inform on our friends. Yeah, we have to make sure that we all conform to the same kind of filth that is going on, and our youth need to know. They need to talk, and this needs to be stopped because they do know what's going on out there.
That's for real. As well, also, there's got to be some forms of when a code has got, when the person oversteps that code of protection.
Okay.
There's got to be some form, you know what I mean? It's different when you and your brethren are together and you're looking out for each other's back, you know what I mean? Because you're protecting each other.
Different.
It's a complete different thing to when you're not talking because that person's now, he's in your posse, but he's now done rape. But because he's got that code of conduct that you've got with him, you're not going to, once they step that out of line order, you know what I mean? They're supposed to be expelled from your group anyway.
Well, this is what's happened to the youth. They don't know where to draw that line, and they don't know where the code of conduct comes. And at the same time as well, we ourselves now, as parents, we have to see, well, where have we gone wrong? You know, because we are the ones that are responsible for these children. And if you've got your 15, 16-year-old daughter and she's out on the street after 10 o'clock, I think that you're an irresponsible parent, you know, because of the way that society is. And we have a thing that we say, prevention is better than cure. So before something happens, you keep your child inside. It might be hard, but you've got to find a way to do this, to let your children know that it's very dangerous out there. And when you do go out, you have to go out as a group, You can't, as a young black person, be walking the streets by yourself.
Okay, on that stage there, that's correct. But you see, like on this case, this was on the way to school. This was 9 o'clock in the morning on the way to school. This was no evening time. This person gone out to go to school.
Even going to school, no disrespect. I understand what you're saying, and a child is entitled to be on the street at that time, whether on their own or with somebody, for circumstance. And also as well, somebody knows what's going on. And like was said, this young woman, she could even know this person. And also school starts at 9 o'clock. Most children are at school by 9 o'clock, because is this a secondary school child?
Yeah, some school. I tell you right now, you wouldn't be able to keep up with the school times now. Some like my little girl, she got to go in by 9 o'clock. My son's got to go in by 25 past. And next one it's past.
Right,
They stagger their times, but the other children, like, they can hang about, but they can't go into the building before the certain time.
Before the time.
Yeah, so like even my son, when I take my son into school, then I have to wait 15 more minutes now before I can bring my little girl into school.
The next child into school, but so most secondary schools have started by 9 o'clock, you know, but at the same time, it doesn't matter what time school has started. A child's not supposed to be walking on the street and be abducted in this way.
That's right.
Where, and also as well, I'd just like to make this point. I went to Jamaica, and over there, a young girl was going to school, and she was abducted by 2 white men in a vehicle and injected with some form of injection. Yeah, this is what's going on in Jamaica when I left. So it's not only happening here, it's happening in the West Indies as well, you know, and our youth are just in danger, and we have got to do something about it. And yes, we have got to form our own police, security and so on, but at the same time, we have to work with the police in this society, to achieve anything, because it's their society. But all we have to do is basically lay down what we want. We have it ready, and we take it to them, and they cannot refuse us because we've got it set.
Yeah, we've got to go with some form of order, not just, just to show them that we can do it, show them their shortfalls, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We shouldn't need to do it, but if it needs to be done, then of course we have to do it.
And it's got to be done in a proper way.
Yeah.
You know, we can do it on our own. It take a little time, but if we work with them, regardless of everything that has happened, we've got to try a different way now. But at the same time, when we go to them, we are equipped, we are ready, we have got it laid out how they would lay it out as the law themselves, and all they've got to do is give their support. And if they don't give their support, we're going to want to know why, because it's an equal opportunities time now, you see. So that's what's got to happen.
Okay, I'd like to say thank you for your call. Is any other subjects touched you this week, or that's what you want to...
A lot of other subjects touch you because they involve your community, you know, and like you said about the paedophiles and drum belly in the community and so on, you know, these things are very, very sad, and these people must be, like, we must have pictures printed of them so that our children know who they are, you know, and what they're going on with, and anybody, any children, because there are a lot of black children out there facing abuse, but it's a thing that our community kind of hush up. It's like the vacuum business. If you're like that in the black community, you keep that to yourself and you go on like nothing ain't going on. But what is done in the dark must come to the light. So, you know, we've got to bring them out, and don't be afraid, because they're dirty, they're nastiness, and they can't live amongst us, you know.
Okay, then.
Anyway, one love, my brother, and peace, keep up the good work.
We will try.
Okay, then. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, 0958504906. Daddy Coolie alongside the Commissioner inside the house today. Commissioner.
Yeah, you know what I'd like to suggest as well, London Town? We've got some private investigators out there in the black community, you know, James Bond's wannabes. What about calling in some of them and making them investigate these crimes here? Because they're in our community. Why don't we do business with them? We're going to take this call. Good afternoon, you're in tune to Genesis 91.6 FM. What's your name and from where are you calling, please?
Yes, my name is Aston.
Okay, Virgin.
And I'll call from Tulsa.
Okay, what would you like to say to London Town?
Well, what I try to say, I've been listening to a few of the calls you've had so far. And some of the information you've actually given out.
Yes.
One of the things I find is that, right, due to certain change in legislation in this country, a lot of black people today find it hard in actually controlling their children.
Find it hard to control their children?
Yes.
Okay.
Right? Unfortunately, because of the legislation, which tells you that if you school your child,
yes,
all right, that child is at liberty to be able to call police or phone, whatever, child abuse lines and all these things. All right, coming from the West Indies where I was born and grew up. All right, I am not saying they weren't child abuse, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But it never killed me and it never killed Wally for my brethren and sister and them what me say today.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Unless we stop, we have to get together as a unit and stop allowing, all right, another society to dictate the terms of condition and how we should bring about discipline within our own community.
Yes.
Okay?
I hear that, Bridget.
That we have to stop.
Okay.
If we cannot stop it, we cannot save one next generation.
And you're saying that now off of the back of, because it seems like, especially in the last 2 months, there's been a lot of child crime. There's been these boys that raped a young girl in school. There's been a hell of a lot of child crime, black and white children.
True.
You know,
right?
so, but, you know, don't you think that we've come a long way since the days of when you used to get leaks and I used to get leaks as well, and it never done me any wrong? You know,
no, what you say to me, I don't really think we have actually moved on, you know, because if you look at progress as it stands, yeah?
Yes.
We haven't actually progressed, you know. We have most likely regressed, right? For the simple factor is that the discipline, the core discipline which existed, seems to have gone through the window.
Hello? Hi.
Hello?
You was talking to the commission. My name's Daddy Coolie, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. I was talking to somebody on this very same subject this week, you know, talking about the school system. Like of my generation, I'm 30 odd. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm nearly 50.
Right. Okay. You see, like when I was going to school.
Yeah.
Right. Now, when I was going to school and my mum sent me to school, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody as an adult, right, was someone to look up to.
That is true.
Right? Whether, you see, I was going to school and I was 13 and 14, even the 18-year-old boy looked like an adult to me.
That is a fact.
Right? You know, you had 21, 18, they was man and you was holding them with respect and courtesy, you know what I mean? And they were showing you in the right things like what sports to play, what things to do, you know what I mean? Right? And everywhere, if you had a problem at school, you went home and you said, well, not a problem. If the teacher beat you at school for you doing wrong, when you went home, your parents would either give you another beating on top of it or tell you deserve the beating that you got. So you had this general, I don't know if it was a fear, but you had an awareness about adults, you know? You didn't cross the line with adults because you knew that you could get punished for it, yeah?
Yes. But we live in a society now where
they've changed that.
Children are 6 and 8, right? I look at you and me today, and I call them by first name, right? They will use whatever languages that come to their mouth, whatever they deem necessary.
Yeah.
Okay? We cannot do anything about it. Because if you talk too hard, the mother say, well, boy, listen, you're not my mother or father. You can't really talk to me, so. All right?
Right, but
and what I found out is now, a lot of the crimes being perpetrated within the black community now are being perpetrated by kids between the ages of 16.
Between the age of 8 and 16?
Yes.
Right.
Okay? Because a lot of them guardians, because of the structure of the law within this country, which they are now looking at, they are now saying that kids, whether you're 10 or whether you're 16, if you commit a crime, right, you're going to have to do the time.
Yeah.
Okay? Whereby, until this new regime has come to power, it was like, if you're 10, why, you can't do anything because the police can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Okay? To me, you know, as I said,
it's nice to point fingers and say, well, boy, it's parents' fault and it's this fault and it's that fault, right? But we are not above the legislature of this country. All right? We are foreigners to this society, whether we're born here or whatever. And unless we learn to get within the system and implement our own changes, okay, we don't have no generation to come because the whole of our generation will divide us.
Yes, well, you see, on that point there, right, what's happened, right, like you said, get into the system, yeah, but it was the system that put us in the situation we're in now, because it was the system that changed the law and put the rights into the kids' hands. You know what I mean? It was put the rights, you know, took the rights away from parents, because it was a system that abolished sports in school, yeah? They abolished sports, not to say abolished, but they made it wasn't important, you know what I mean? They broke away that community, because, you know, when you play sports with people, you learn to work with people, right? They took that away from the schools, okay? Kids don't play rugby or cricket or team sports no more, you know what I mean? Yeah. They stopped the one-to-one, what's it called? It's more than the parents.
But you see what, my brother, without being horrible, right? I will tell you something now. We live in a society whereby for the past 2 centuries, right? They were the most abusive of all their children, yes?
Say that again, I didn't quite hear what you said.
For the past 2 centuries, right?
Yeah.
This society abused them picnic, yes?
Abused their picnic.
Abused them children, yes?
Yeah.
Then send them down coal mine. Those who were not affluent enough who had money to look after them kids and whatever. All right? Their kids were abused, right? I am not saying that they have paedophilia within black society, yes? But the majority of it comes from white society. Yes?
Okay.
And at the end of the day, I say that we have to get together as a unit, whether we like it or not. Them some black people are unite, yes? We have to start to unite to defend our next generation, or else we won't have no generation. Okay?
I
will turn around and kill we.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. It's only the thing, right, where you said to go back into the system, because it was a system. That's what I'm trying to say to you. It was a system that what took away the rights for us to chastise our children.
Yes,
you get me.
Unit, my brother,
but now they've created the havoc, right? Now they're trying to fix it. But the way they're trying to fix it, now listen, this is the way they're trying to fix it though. They're not trying to fix it by giving us back control of our kids. They're trying to fix it by putting our kids in jail at the age of 10.
Yes, so what we have to do, right, the policymakers, yes?
Yeah.
We have to try and start to put forward policies to influence these people, right? Because when you tell them people, they will make policies to govern near you, you know. Don't walk the street like near you and know where going in the street, you know. Okay, them got a public school. Them father have spent £5 million, whatever. Okay? It's not all the working man like me you who have a box shuffle to get tuition.
Yeah, but you see, at the end of the day, see the ones who go to the public school, yeah? When they come back out into the wild world, all they're going to do is pass laws to protect them in the public world. You get me?
Yeah, so what we have to do, my brother, is like how you are now.
Yeah.
Right? We have to start to we get together a family of policies. Yes? And then we go to these people and say, well, you know, it's all right, we see your policy, but you never incorporate that control that pertains to us.
Yeah.
All right? So I want you to put this in your policy now so that we can have something where we look after our people. All right? Because at the end of the day, you know, let's be realistic, you know. Whether we like it or like it not, you know. We go to our 60s, yes?
Yeah.
And right now, if you look on it, no brother, racism is as bad as it was in the 60s.
Yeah, for real.
Okay? So no change.
Yeah,
it's only thing it gets worse because it's more on the board now.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's time that as a unit start to defend themselves.
Okay, what we need to, all right, from your call now, we need to start making some documented solutions to put forward instead of just talking about it, yeah?
Yes, my brother.
All right. Yeah, okay.
That's the way you listen to one now, yeah?
Respect, yeah?
Yeah, no.
Nice. Yeah, okay, right. We got a brother who's in a phone box. We're going to call him, okay, because we're going to call him in a minute.
we're going to call this brother in the phone box, all right? So we're going to ask, after we take this calls for a couple of the callers, just to ease off on us a bit, okay? But for that last caller, the point is now, you know, certain things that we talk about, but we have to start documenting now what we need to be done. So we've got something down on black and white paper to put forward, you know what I mean? Because I might say something and you might say something as a good idea, but by two parts of it is forgotten. So right now we start to need to documentate and have a record of what's said so that we know that we've got that information there piled ready.
Good afternoon, you're tuned to Genesis 91.6 FM. What's your name and from where are you calling, please?
Good afternoon, Genesis.
Good afternoon, please.
I'm calling from Hackney.
Okay.
East End of London.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. This question I would like to ask you, do you think society, the community, are responsible for all of us as a people's problem?
For all of us, you mean within our community?
Yes. As black people, do you think everyone is responsible for our problems except ourselves?
I think we're responsible for it because if we turn our back on it, at some stage it will affect us in some way, shape, form or something. So we, first of all, as a black community, must take responsibility for whatever's going on in our own community.
Okay. Yes, regarding the little girl that gets raped and everything.
Yes.
And the little boy that gets shot.
Yes.
I don't find it alarming that no one came with some sort of information. But I don't really find it alarming because as a people, we commit a lot of crimes against one another.
Yes.
You know, and because we as a people, even us black people, use our own color against one another, you know.
That's right.
Because we know that society as a whole does not care about us as a people.
Mm-hmm.
We commit crime on one another.
Yes.
And who the hell care? Who do anything about it?
Yeah.
And we people, black people, we hide what one another does, you know.
Okay,
we don't
sis.
tell on one another.
Sis,
yes?
sis, give me some solutions.
Mm-hmm. Give you some suggestions.
Yeah,
anyway,
for
before I finish what I'm going to say,
okay,
regarding the children, right, and the schools and everything, I don't feel the teachers, if children don't get discipline from home, right?
Yes.
If you cannot control your children at home, how on earth do you expect teachers, or do we expect teachers to control our children? Teachers only take up from where we left off.
So,
right?
sis, don't you think that, like, the majority, because me personally, I'd like to say that, you know, the majority of our children in the home and in front of their parents, they are very well behaved.
Yes, in front of their parents. But listen now, I'm going to give just a little bit of, for instance,
yes,
right? You take the buses in the evenings and in the mornings,
yes,
right? And listen and watch
what
the
they do
behavior of some of these children.
on their way to and from school.
They have no form of human respect.
Yes.
One day, for instance, I was traveling on a bus, right? And these girls sat behind me. They were behaving in the most disrespectful way. And I got up and I said to them, I said, "Excuse me, ladies, but do you know the meaning of self-respect?" And they started to, you know, give up some sounds. And one of them turned to me and she said, "You know, if my mother was on this bus, you see, you think she could have talked to me?" And I said to her, I said, "Yes, I can see what home you come from." You know, we can't always blame society and everybody else for our shortcomings. We as parents have to start taking risk. The emphasis is upon us, nobody else. It's upon us as a people,
yes,
as parents.
Okay, sis. All right.
Yes.
If you just heard the last caller, okay? Now, some years ago, between the 80s, the 70s and the 80s, the government started to change the law. Most of us, as like you heard Daddy Coolie said, I'm 30-something, and we grew up in an era where we used to get beat, we used to get licks, all right, for if we was out of order, if we stole, if we was rude to adults, etc.
Yeah.
Now the government changed the law and made it almost illegal for parents to chastise or discipline their own children.
I don't cut you, but government can change whatever they want. Government can change everything, but government cannot change what you do in your home.
Yeah,
right?
well, they can, sis. I personally...
Oh, yes, they can. I brought up 3 children underneath government and system, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying my children might not go out of step behind my back,
yes.
but I'm still proud of my 3 children, and I was brought up underneath government.
That's right, and you done very well. You done very well. But I'm going to put a scenario to you, and this happened to many parents.
Yeah.
Their child done something, their 11, 12-year-old, or like their 12-year-old daughter went out late, they come in late, the mother slapped them around because she was well annoyed. They phoned social services and the police. Social services came to the house, took the child away with the child's consent, and the parents couldn't do anything about it. Now, that happened to an awful lot of parents. From the time, hold on, from the time the children got into the hands of social services, they became sexually abused, they was out late at night, they got into the most drugs, crimes, etc.
Yes. Look at it this way, brother, right? It's no use slapping the child when the child is 12 and 15, is it? You slap the child from the child is 3 going onward. You can't slap them when they reach 12 and 15.
I hear you, but what I'd like to say, the last time my mother slapped me, I was 17 years old, and she asked me, she asked me to do something, and I kissed my teeth, right? And she gave me one left-hand hook around my face.
Yeah, but that means she used to slap you from you was a child, right? So you get used to that slapping. But look at it this way, brother, right? We could go into a lot of argument on this on the radio, right? But time is not limited,
on
right?
That side,
But I'm telling you something. It's the era that I'm living in right now, right? I'm just going to touch on the surface of little things, right? I know personally there are parents around who they are into.
Sorry, London Town, we seem to have lost that call. Sis, if you'd like to phone back, sorry we got cut off there, unfortunately. Now, we're going to make a call to a phone box as well. Sis, we're going to try and let you see if you can get back in touch with us. And if you can't, we're going to just roll on and make that phone call and hear what the caller or the person waiting has to say.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Did we just lose this call, sis?
Sorry?
Did we just lose this call? This is Genesis Radio.
No, you didn't.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, London Town, we're going to call the phone box, and see what the brother's got to say. One thing I wanted to add whilst Daddy Coolie's sorting that out. Have we got someone on the line? Good afternoon, you're in tune to Genesis 91.6 FM. What's your name and from where are you calling, please?
I was just speaking to you, brother. You cut me off.
Carry on, sis. Carry on.
Yes. Okay, I pick up from where I left off, right?
Yes.
And I was saying, right, I won't call any name, nothing, right? But I know there are parents who are seriously into crime and drugs, right? Their children leave school and they take up the same role as their parents. Now, can you go out and blame society for these things when the parents are doing the same thing themselves? Children sometimes adopt from their parents. And this is what I've got to say. Society is not always to be blamed for everything that we and our children have done. If we set examples, our children will follow good example. Children will go astray, but not too far.
Sis, I hear that, but at the same time, you know why I'm just not going to disagree with you? Yeah. When I was a child growing up, I did not have to dodge AIDS. I did not have to dodge crack cocaine.
No.
You understand me, sis? Now, our children, right, growing up today, have got so many other things added onto them. The kind of things I had to dodge was, when I went to school, I went to West Greenwich Boys, and it was in a time when children was allowed to receive corporal punishment in school. Now, we had a headmaster that used to beat me every day with a cane.
Yeah, but you must have done something for him to...
Oh, well, okay. Well, you know how many times as a youth, I heard people say to me, when I got arrested on street by the police, they said, well, you must have done something. When I got slapped round the head by the teacher, they said, well, you must have done something. And this contributed a lot to the problem of youths like me in that time, not even having no respect for our elders. Because when we were telling the elders what was going on, all their answer was, well, you must have done something. You know, so maybe the problem with the children now, all right, and I'm speaking now like we was like the kind of first, second generation of what you would call black born here.
Right.
All right, so our parents wasn't used to that. But with us now, it's a different thing. We've been through it with the police, we've been through it with the schools, and we know a lot of what our children are going through.
Yeah,
you know.
of course.
But now the part with the AIDS, as I said, that's out there on the street, the crack, the cocaine that's out there on the street, and now the guns that's out there on the street. All right, the youths have been, all they see on telly is sexual innuendo, be it man to man, woman to man, woman to woman. All right, even the cartoons that the children are watching today are full of violences. You know, so as far as that original question about society, can it be to blame? I think society has to take a big portion of the blame.
We both society and both parents, we both have a role to play on our children, right? And we can both learn from one another,
That's
whatever
right.
we want to choose, right?
For real, sis.
Anyway, thank you for listening to me.
And thank you very much for that input there, right? Because I know there's a lot of people out there that do agree with you.
Right. Have a nice day.
You
God
as well,
bless
sis.
you.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye-bye. Okay, London Town, boy, phones are just blazing inside here. You know, as I said to you, we want to try and make a phone call now to a phone booth. So you will have a bit of patience with me, and we're just going to try and make this call.
One, two. Check one. If you're having any interference outside in London Town, if you can give us a call on 0956 596 739, that'd be appreciated as well.
You have dialed an incorrect number. Please check the number and redial. You have dialed an incorrect number.
Okay, we dialed the incorrect number there. Right. Also, I got to say to the older parents, right, that you got to remember, when you sent us to school, okay, you sent us to school in the good faith that we was going to learn an education and get something from the school. So like when we used to get beaten from the teacher at school, and we come home, like you said, we must have done something. But sometimes we never did nothing.
Hello?
Okay? Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Is it Daddy Coolie?
Yes, Daddy Coolie, yes.
Yeah, greetings, Daddy Coolie. This is Nana Sikahini, High Priest of Africania.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just listening to the show and I wanted to make my little contribution, yeah?
All right, then, Brad.
Concerning the policing of our own community, very interested in what Commissioner had to say. And I think that this is utmostly important that we do so, yeah? But it must be done in a very structured and disciplined way. Now, I'm very much interested in and developing right now at the moment an African male brotherhood called Sekiapu. Sekiapu means dance warriors. And basically every tradition in Africa, every culture and every nation in Africa had their male society and their women's society, yeah? Now, obviously, because I'm male, I'll talk about the male society. And from birth, males were put through rigorous warriorhood training right up until they became elders and they died, yeah? Yes. And every stage of the way, there was initiation and ceremony teaching these young men, these young boys, how to become warriors, how to protect their society, how to live morally, how not to engage in things like sexual abuse and paedophilia, how not to kill each other, how not to steal from each other, discipline and tolerance. And unfortunately, as men, that's what we lack, yeah? Let me say something to all those guys out there with guns who think that they're bad boys and so on and so forth. They're nothing but cowardly weaklings, and that's why they need the gun. Have you seen some of these gunmen out there? They're skinny, they look like they don't have no food to eat, they've got fat bellies, gold chains around their neck, think that they're big. And none of them could even run a mile down the road, 800 meters down the road, without being puffed out and ready to get heart attack and bumped down and dead. And they hide behind the gun. They hide behind the facade of having a gun, so they're big, yeah? The gun is nothing but an extension of the white man's penis, right? The white man is so inferior and lacking in confidence that they have created the gun simply an extension of their male ego, simply an extension of their penis. And I'm not being slack, I'm saying this as an adult, as a mature person, to people out there in the community, right? And we, black men, take up these guns to hide behind guns as something big. We have lost all consciousness of ourselves as the superhuman beings that we used to be, that created civilization, that created the pyramids. And now we have degraded ourselves to a point where we're hiding behind the gun. It's got to stop. And when Sekiapu is up and running, all of you out there in London town will hear about Sekiapu. All of you in England will hear about Sekiapu. And we are going to be challenging those gunmen out there in the street, those drug barons out there in the street, those crack addicts and crack sellers out there in the streets. We're coming after you. If the police aren't going to do the work for us that we need to be done in the community, we, Sekiapo, African warriors, and when I say African, I mean black man and black woman that born in this country, born in Africa, born in Jamaica. That's what I mean when I say African. Don't think that it's only for African people and not for black people. It's for every black person who sees themselves as African. We are coming out there after you, and we're going to stop all this nonsense. And you see this pedophilia that's happening out there in the community, men sexually abusing their daughters or sexually abusing little children. And sometimes I used to work as a race equality officer in a social services in one of the London boroughs. Black women were engaged in sexual abuse as well with their daughters and with their sons. I was shocked. Cases were coming up all the time, right? And this can be verified by social workers who work in the field right now. Get any black social worker to call in and they will verify my words that sexual abuse, black men and black women, is rampant in our communities. Don't matter where you come from, right? And it was very, very stressful dealing with these sort of situations, yeah? So watch out there, London town. Sekiapu is on your tails. Those of you who want to carry guns and kill other black people in the community, it's going to come to a stop. We're going to challenge you, even if we have to die ourselves, sacrificing our own physical bodies and lives to sort out our communities, because that's what we need right now.
Okay,
people who are prepared to stand on the line and say, listen, yeah, shoot me if you think you're bad. Because if you can't shoot me, I'm going to get you to stop you from dealing with this kind of nonsense in our communities.
Bridging, can I ask a question now?
Yes, Commissioner.
Sekiapo, all right? Okay, what would be the direction? Let's say, all right, for example, the organization is set up, you have people trained, you have black men and women trained, and there's a perpetrator in the community that's done a horrendous crime. How would the organization deal with it in terms of bringing them to justice?
Okay, first of all, they'll be punished very severely, but we don't want to kill another member of our community just because they've killed somebody else, yeah? But they will be punished severely according to what we decide as Sekiapu is the best form of punishment. And then, after punishment, because we are developing, Sekiapu is also a spiritual organization developing the spirituality of black males. We shall start the process of healing them, because we realize at the end of the day that the people out there are blind, and when they're doing these things, they're ignorant of self. They're ignorant of who they are as African people, and we understand the reasons why, what we've been through, our history as African people. So the emphasis will be very much on punishment first, and then the process of healing and reclaiming the mind. Because this person might turn out to become a Malcolm X, might turn out to become a Marcus Garvey. We all know that Malcolm X went to prison for crimes, and he even carried gun, even shot people at some time. You know, we all know a lot of people who've been through prison and then become educated within prison and stand up great and strong for the black community afterwards. So yes, we'll punish them first. I'm not sure what form of punishment, but we shall decide that as Sekiapu. And after punishment will be a program of rehabilitation, healing to make them strong Marcus Garveys, make them strong Shakas to benefit the community later on.
Okay then, so the organisation of Sakiapu, yeah?
Yes, Sekiapu.
Sakiapu, yeah?
Dance Warrior.
Dance Warrior will have nothing to do with, will have no liaison with the actual police of today.
What? What? No way. Have nothing to do with the police, man. You must be joking. But at the same time, the elders within Sekiapu will have a national and international role as politicians, as promoters, as speakers, spokespersons for the voices of African males. The elders would liaise with the police. The elders would liaise with the politicians. But the younger warriors in Sekiapu will have nothing to do with the police. You understand? Because we have to have a double role. We have that. The elders will be in the community working, but the youth man, them, the militant warrior soldiers, then, nah, man, we're on a separatist tip. And we'll be defending our community to the core. We'll be defending the sisters from black men who want to beat up the sisters and rape them. We'll be defending the sisters, and we'll be defending the brothers from other men who want to put out violence on them.
Okay. All right then. Yeah.
Listen, big up Genesis every time, 91.6 FM. This is the High Priest, Daddy Coolie.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be checking you sometime, yeah?
All right then, Black.
Commissioner, one love. I'm still waiting for my tapes then. All right then.
In fact, if I don't see you before Saturday, I'll be in there Saturday with you.
All right then, bro.
Okay.
See you soon.
One love.
One love to all of London Town, you hear?
Okay. Yeah, London Town, you heard that. We've got Brother Kweku there, and he's saying yes, he's now part of an organisation that's working towards a bigger forum called Sekiakur, who shall be training our young people and making them responsible adults in their community. If you'd like some more information on that, phone, and I'm sure that he will either give us a number or something. We're going to take this call. Good afternoon, you're in tune to Genesis 91.6 FM. What's your name and from where are you calling, please?
Yes, Commissioner, it's Tafara again.
One love, brethren.
Yes, I was just listening to Kweku because that's my brethren too as well, and the Sekiapu thing is, I know he's been working on, he's been talking to various people within the community for a time about it, and I didn't think it was as up and running as it seems it is, so I'm going to even link him up and try and find out what the program is, because I know them, and I know the flex is very positive, and it's...
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, but I was just going to say, so obviously then you're one that agrees with that kind of organisation.
Yeah, because, I mean, we can see that there's enough dilemmas out there in the black community that we can't expect people from outside to come in and sort out. See what I'm saying? Because we know what's going on, and we know the fulls of it, the ins and outs. So really, we have to take certain steps to say, no, this can't go on, and no, that can't go on. And it's hard, you know what I mean? Because it's man and man on the corner that you maybe grow with.
That's right.
But same time, you have to separate the wheat from the tears, you know what I mean?
That's right.
It's like, all right, there's certain man, and you go out there, you know, so when they run in certain talk, there's certain man to just stand up and just take it like, well, ooh, that's that.
Yeah.
No, it can't work.
No.
You have to let them know that, no, we don't see it like that. We've got this point of view, we've got that point of view. We school like this, we school like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I think, like I said, the Sekiapu team, definitely, you should even get Quaker to link you up with like a number where you can, you know, get people who are interested to phone and try and organise up something, you know what I mean, so the numbers can build and something can work, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, yes, brethren.
Yeah?
All right, yeah. We're going to take that on board.
Little angle to pursue, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I hear that. And Daddy Cooley's here saying he's going to take that on board.
Yeah, man. Try a little thing, you know what I mean? You never know what can come out of it.
All right, brethren.
Yeah?
One love for that.
All right, keep up the work.
Yes, sir. Yeah, London Town boy, 095, what's it? 0954 906 Studio Live link. Daddy Cooley.
Okay. On the remembrance of what we've been talking about today also, remember, we was mentioning about pedophiles, the shooting down in Brixton, okay? let's not forget the shooting down in Brixton and any information that can be led to helping of the capture of our next black coward out there just shooting youths, 13-year-olds, okay? Also, information on the rape to the 13-year-old in New Cross region, okay? If you have any information on that, or you saw something, you can link us up, you know what I mean, that can help to the capture of this person. Or even if the person who's done it is listening and saying, yo, them man on the road are bound with, better you just go and turn yourself in. Then you can, nobody informed you, you just pick up yourself and just take what has to come. 0958 504 906. Good afternoon, you're in tune to Genesis.
Good afternoon, Daddy Coolie.
Good afternoon.
LG from Broccoli.
Hello, LG. How you doing?
Awesome. I wonder if I could change the subject for a little bit.
Of course.
Okay. Last Sunday, I'd like to ask you of 2 or 3 questions. If you could answer yes or no, please.
Just yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
If you want to comment when we finish, then you can.
All right, go on.
Well, I am the whole boy that phoned you about Awareness Day. I know you don't want to talk about it, but what happened last Sunday? I think I deserve some talk, okay?
Okay.
Well, did we rubbish any group or anyone on the program when we speak?
Did we?
Before.
Did we?
Rubbish anyone or any group.
When are you talking about? Because remember, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get correct now. Yeah. You see, like on the, when you first phoned in about the talk, I wasn't here.
The search thing.
Yeah. Right. I wasn't here. I wasn't in the studio.
Oh, I see.
At the times that the argument has come up with you, I was on the road at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you phoned up in the studio at that time.
Yeah.
Did you rubbish anybody?
Yes, I'm asking, did we rubbish anyone?
I didn't hear you rubbish nobody on the air now.
Okay. Well, last Sunday, that man, Ron, he phoned up and gave me some help. I couldn't believe the rubbish that was coming out the man's mouth. So, I have a lot to say, but I'm going to try and make it easy. If you could do a phone-in program, make it easy. Ask the public who like to be searched. You can also ask us to put up some money, and the loser donate the money to your program. Okay?
Right. Okay. One. On the subject of the money and that, it's not a.
No. Just to prove what's wrong or right.
Yeah. Okay. Right, the situation now, right, even on both sides of the coin, yeah, right, was one with the searching and that, right. We've gone through that for the last 2 weeks, yeah.
Yes.
And we don't want it to be getting onto this. Person
I know.
And that person said that, right, because it's gone now and it's past. We learned certain things from that day.
Yeah.
And we've learned certain things from the weeks that's gone on from that day.
Yeah, I know that.
So now we're going to make that, we're going to take away whatever was negative from that and whatever was positive, and we're going to move forward on that, okay, instead of dwelling on the same things, yeah? Now, on the forms of searching, yeah, like, some people prefer to go into a premises where they're searched because they learn that they'll feel safe in that premises, yeah? Some people do not like to be searched anywhere they go, okay? So it's to do with preference, okay?
Yes. Listen. When we spoke, the presenter who I spoke to,
yes,
I was happy with what went on. He was happy with what went on. It's only last Sunday this man phoned and gave me some hell that I didn't deserve.
Right.
When is that the Coolie I'm speaking to?
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna remind you how dangerous this man is. You remember last year sometime there's a Nancy phone you and give you some stick and put on the phone.
There was a what for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nancy phone you.
Okay.
And give you some verbal abuse and put down the phone.
Right.
Well, that's the same thing this man done to me.
Right.
So you can understand what it feels like because somebody did something like that to you.
Okay then.
Okay?
All right then, sir.
So this man is your regular caller, this Ron, and tell him could you say to him, I'm a proud old boy.
Okay.
All right then?
All right then, sir.
Thank you for listening.
No problem.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. 0958 504 906. We just touched onto that subject now, and we'll go back onto the program that we was dealing with. Again, with the increase in crime that's happening to our younger children, i.e. the shooting of a 13-year-old last week, also the rape of the 13-year-old in the New Cross region on their way to school. Okay, I know these are touchy subjects, but we've got to stop kind of like burying heads in the sand and said, we don't know nothing about it. If we do know something, even if it's just a little minor thing that could help to apprehend this criminal, you know what I mean, then we would like to get that thing. If there's anything that passed through in your mind this week, that something that stuck in your head, you know, that something that bothered you or something that enlightened you, you know what I mean, you can pass that and share that with us on Genesis, okay? 0958 504 906. Anything that really, you know, took you and you said, yeah, this, I would like to share this with somebody, or something really troubled you, but maybe nobody really noticed it. It might have been in a little corner of somewhere, you know, in a little paper, or something that happened, you know, didn't really take no life, but it stuck with you, you know what I mean? It's your time to, you know, phone in and express yourself on that as well, Commissioner.
Yeah, at the same time, I'd like to say, London Town, don't forget we're talking about these paedophiles in the community as well. Let's look at it from another angle. There are a lot of black social workers, male and female, that work with children, that work with families and children in situations. Now, how comes these people are not letting us know who these paedophiles are? Because they know who they are in the community. Some of you social workers, phone in and tell us what's the situation with you all. Because you know some of the perpetrators of these crimes in the community. We're going to take this call. Good afternoon, you're in tune to Genesis 91.6 FM. What's your name and from where are you calling, please?
Good afternoon, Genesis.
Good afternoon, sis. What's your name?
Can I just go and turn my radio down?
Yes, you can, but you sound pretty clear here.
Okay, then. It's just that I can hear myself talking and it's a bit confusing.
Off-putting. Okay. We're going to keep
Sorry about that.
Okay, sis.
Yes.
Where are you calling from, sis? What area?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Akosia.
Akosia.
I'm calling from Clapham.
From Clapham.
Yes.
Okay, what would you like to say?
I would love to share with you. I was at the Black Awareness Day, and I listened to Councillor Patmore.
Yes.
Who gave a date for an event that happened yesterday regarding black businesses.
Yes.
Yes, and I attended yesterday, and I was very, very much enlightened.
Okay.
Yes, and the information was very informative. It broadened my thoughts, and I'm a member of the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
Who, as you know, were there on that day.
That's right.
And I would just like to say I was very appalled that I was the only representative from that organization who attended yesterday.
Okay.
I mean, I had to pay £30 for someone to keep my child while I attended. And as being with the Nation of Islam, they promote that we should do for self. I do feel that when they do attend these events and dates are given, especially concerning businesses, they should make the effort to attend.
Okay.
And with regards to what the brother who rang up from, is it
Broccoli, yeah.
Yeah. I went to see one of their dances. I think they visited my son's school, and they were given concession tickets. And I went to see one of their presentations because they do have events at theatres often.
Sorry, sis, who are you talking about?
The brother that...
Zekiapur.
Zekiapur, that's it.
Okay.
Yes.
The Dance Warriors.
That's right.
Okay.
And they do also have events. Now, I was appalled to see that I think there was about 4, or you could count the amount of black people that was there. And these events, they tell a story. And I do agree with a brother so much that we need some order in our people. And if it's going to come from our brothers and sisters from Africa themselves, then so be it. Because our youth are being given guns, they're involved in drugs, and why are they given these guns?
I think one of the points is that none of us should miss, is that this is happening. It doesn't matter what colour the youths are. It's happening to all of them, even though we're concerned about ours. But as I said earlier on, there were some youths that grabbed a girl the other day and raped her. They was all white, and that was just last week, I think.
I don't know much on that story.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of other things that the youths in general are just going crazy.
Yes, I agree with you. And as the brother said, they get young men and train them. And I would agree. This is what our young men so greatly need. They need some order.
And our women as well, because
and our women, yes, sir, I agree.
You've got girl gangs right now out there walking the streets of Lewisham. 12 o'clock at night, if you come Lewisham, you'll see certain girl gangs walking around.
I'm sure, because I attended the brother who got shot in Camberwell's funeral sometime in March. I think it was the 9th of March. He was a brother, a very good friend of mine.
Yes.
And all I could see there, brother, was warfare gangs.
Yes.
And they didn't have any respect for the brother. They were smoking and they were throwing champagne over the grave. And what's the meaning of that?
Well, you see, sis, there's a lot of them out there, that their attitude is live hard and die young, all right? And they will just live for what they can get now and enjoy life right now. And whenever they're dead, they're dead. But they went out in a blaze of glory.
And as the brother said from Zapua, they're just cowards.
Yes.
And they need someone to challenge them.
For real. That's the truth.
Yes, sir, and that's all I'd like to say.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Take
much
care.
for that call there.
You're welcome.
Keep it locked, all right?
I certainly will.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Yeah, London Town, you're hearing it there, the response from the community, the people, you, the ones out in the capital, you're the people that make this show. And as you've heard us say today, we're discussing the terrible events that have taken place during the course of this week just gone. We had a shooting of a 13-year-old child shot through his front door twice. They didn't even wait for the door to open. They just shot. It could have been an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old. It could have been anyone that came to the door. That's one of the topics that we're covering. And again, if you all do know any information or feel you can add anything at all to make us try and catch these cowards, then go ahead, call us in and let us know. We also got the paedophiles, and I said social workers know where these people are. We have a whole heap of black social workers out there. What are you all doing? You going to let us know?
Hello. Genesis, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Daddy Coolie's Ron.
Yes, Ron.
I don't want to stretch this story, but the heart is, I'm not disrespecting, I'll call him brother again, right? Mm-hmm. Because
but remember, Ron, remember what we just done said, leave whatever, what was said and said, okay?
All right.
The next call that you said you was going to come and deal with me was the 100 Rastas that got stuck in Tenerife. Have you found information on that yet?
Yeah, you want it?
Yeah, well, let's hear what happened to the brothers in Tenerife.
Well, 100 Rasta get arrested for misbehaving on the plane, and the airline refused to bring them back. Some being arrested, some have to pay £1,800 bail, and all little mix-up thing. But my point is, where are the British Council for Black people when they go abroad and get themselves in any situation like this? If it was a Caucasian person, you'd heard the British Council would be there and up and down, up and down. These are showing you we have nobody representing us. You see? That's why I always say, black man, unite. Because nobody helping us, nobody doing nothing. How many people know but 100 Rasta get arrested in Tenerife? I see it in the paper. I haven't seen or hear anything more about it. You see, everything for the black man is on the ground.
Okay, Ron, what paper was it in?
The Standard.
I was in the Evening Standard.
Evening Standard.
Yeah, because you know a lot of things that get in the Evening Standard don't get into no other papers as well.
Sometimes it reflects back in the morning paper.
Yeah. But sometimes they're just fishing for news, aren't they? And they just put some things in there. Yeah.
See, but if any of the rest of them, because as far as I know, they're probably still out at Tenerife, because none of the airline would bring them back.
Okay.
So I don't know if anybody or the sister them who went there or they know any connection, because the flight leave from Gatwick.
Right. Did they have any information on why they was in Tenerife as 100 strong?
No, it's a package holiday.
Oh, they went on a package holiday?
Yeah.
Okay, and from what area did they leave from in the first place? Do you know, was it like...
No, they didn't put South London. They all say South London.
Yeah. Okay, then. All right, so would anybody else have information on that, if they got back safely or if they're back in the country? Yeah? All right, then, Ron.
Because they're not back, as far as I know, because I haven't seen anything or heard anything, you know?
All right, then.
Because, but where are these High Commission from all these West Indian countries are? Who's supposed to be representing the black people in this country? Where are they?
Yeah, well, I've like I said, I've heard a lot of times, I've heard a lot of things on news where you've got like the other type of families having their rowdy arguments and getting stuck or being sent back home. But me personally, haven't heard of them not refusing to let people come back to their country of origin. You know what I mean? So I'd like to find out what's going on, or I'd like to hear a bit more information on that can get cleared up within this week or next week. All right, then?
All right.
Cheers for your call, right?
Cheers, right. No.
Yeah, London Town, as I said, I'm going to keep plugging this. The social workers out there know who these perpetrators are in the community. I'm talking about pedophiles now, all right? They need to know their address, where they are, whatever. Okay. They also know about the children at risk from within their own family. Now, I know that you are under some legal thing where you can't, divulge, but we need to know. So if it be that you will write the names down on a piece of paper or something, we need to know. I don't know if you all can live with it on your conscience that you know pedophiles in your community and you have to keep it secret from us. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name and from where are you calling, please?
Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, brother.
How's
it going, Commissioner, man?
How are you?
I'll face you to Allah. I'm fine, man. How are you?
I'm safe as well, Pedro.
Yeah, man. Enough respect to Genesis crew and big up our London town for really making the show a really important show. Believe me. It's very important that these issues are addressed,
Yes, Pedro. What would you like to add to London town now, because they're all listening?
Okay, then. Greetings. Assalamu alaikum, London town. It's Mohammed Solomon here. I've just been listening to the show, and I'd just like to, as I said, I like to big up the show and say enough respect to it. Also, as well, I'd like to thank Genesis for helping us yesterday to organize some brothers and sisters who were listening to the show, phoned in and contacted me, and, because they want to unite now all people in the African community and come up with solutions to our problems, we all got together yesterday for the first time, Holy Brothers, we met up. Enough respect to the sisters for coming.
Yes.
Took time out, and we sat down and we were putting together some policies that we feel is going to help us to survive in the 21st century. And this thing we're just forming purely due to Genesis and to what people are hearing and what they want to do. So it's no more just cussing off and saying this and that, way, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
It's now actually people said, okay, let me phone Mohammed Solomon and let me just hook up with this brother and let's just do something now.
That's
and
right.
The sisters was overwhelming response from the sisters, man. I couldn't say no more, you know what I'm saying? It made me problems you were addressing on the show concerning the ability to discipline them, the fact that there's no male role model around for them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that the system basically don't give a damn about them and wants to separate them from their man. These are all issues that sisters are sick and tired and fed up with, and they no longer want to attack the black man no more. They want to attack the man who's creating it, the puppet master.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The man who's controlling the whole situation. So these sisters are wise, they're warrior queens and they understand the situation. And my heart goes, I'm saying, big up to them, man, because, they made the whole meeting worthwhile and they came with the skills that they have, because there's a lot of professional skilled sisters out there who don't want to work in the system, you understand?
That's right.
They want to come home and bring it back to the nation and build up their nation. So these sisters, I like that they're professional and they want to help. And we had a beautiful meeting yesterday, and we got to know each other, and we decided that, yeah, we're going to move forward and actually, you know what I'm saying, tackle some of the issues and not just chat, rubbish no more, just chatting, ain't doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? So our philosophy we ain't going to be pulled any philosophy. The philosophy will be action. Whatever's going to build our community and help us to survive, because the year 2000 is coming in, whatever's going to do that, that is the policy we're implementing. Nobody's going to come with hidden agendas and try and mash us up. No infiltration business. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna be African people with saying that solutions. The key is solving our solution. Yes. You understand? And if you can't add to the solution, then you're part of the problem. You understand?
Okay, I hear that. So what you've got together now is a working party.
It is, for real, yeah. It's a community of brothers and sisters, yeah, who met for the first time. True Genesis. I must pick up Genesis and say that without you, brothers and sisters, it wouldn't even happen, you understand? Okay. So it was true listening to your show and people, you know, just saying, yeah, you know, we want to hook up with this with me and other people on the show. Like Sister Pat that phoned in, and big respect to your sister Denise and Sister Margaret and all the other sisters that turned up, and the brothers Abzan and Ibrahim and Hassan, all the other brothers who was there. Yes. It was enough love, and it's a working group now where we're going to have short-term and long-term goals. The short-term goal is to build a school that is not partisan. It ain't going to be no school specifically for any one group. It will be a school that we're going to have open. We're going to try and get up and running. We're all going to dedicate ourselves to it. We're going to get a partner going amongst us to pool our resources amongst us, and we're going to get the school. It's going to be a free school. We'll only perhaps thinking of charging maybe for the premises, but nobody will be paid out of it, and it will be an investment of labor, love, sweat, and tears, so our next generation is going to have some future for them. So we're prepared to sacrifice our mental, spiritual, physical energies, you know what I'm saying, working for the Most High and for our generation, so that, you know what I'm saying, we ain't begging nobody. It's we have to take this problem upon ourselves, you understand? Yeah. And that is what we're doing. So it's workshops for the sisters and for the brothers, seminars we're going to think of holding. But essentially it's the school. We want to get the school up and running off the ground. So we're looking for as much support from all the brothers and sisters out there, because even a brother last week phoned in about a Black Boy Scouts, you know, and we can give children initiation awards, and you know, you wear your little school cap, the school and motto on board when you pass your little degree. We can give our African children that at the age of 5, 6, 7. That's right. And we have like literacy tests, and you know, we get our little medical services up and running, like the Panthers used to have free breakfast programs in the morning for children who don't get breakfast in the morning. That's you know what I'm saying? That's right. But it can only be done by the community getting together in a non-partisan way. Nobody's no leaders in this thing. You understand? We're all Indians in this thing. There ain't no chiefs. Yes. We ain't looking for no messiah. We ain't looking to America no more, because they might have to deal with their own problem. We have to come from over Yasso and deal with it from over Yasso. You understand? Yes, so that is how we're emphasizing it, that it's we over Yasso catching hell, and how we're going to get out of it. And by pooling our little resources, our little monies together, even we said that man could even have a little money box in his house. Everybody have a little, and people shop, call it the change eating machine, or the change eating box, the moms that eat change. You feed it change. Yes. And we collect that little money, everybody's out at the end of the week, and we build it up, and that's some little shekels for man to go and do what needs to be done for copy work, internet stuff, and learning little technologies, you know, stamps and things like that.
Okay. Well, listen, what I'm going to say to you, Brother Suleiman, all right? When you all now have got the name and your agenda, you know, compact tight, you know that Genesis is here to support.
For real. Yeah, man,
In future, one thing that you should have done, I would say, you should have let us know at the meeting. You know?
Okay, then, my brother. Yeah. It was a thing where, you know, when I phoned you last week and you said to me that people have been phoning and wanted to contact me.
That's right.
So you give me some numbers and things, so I phoned up the people, and it was just like, people just said, yeah, let's just meet, you know, because we're like that as a people, you know? Yeah, we just say, let's meet, you know? So if next time for real now, you know, I'm just saying that we're going to be meeting next week, Saturday, at Brixton Tube Station, 7 o'clock. Okay. Every Saturday from now on.
At Brixton Tube Station.
Tube Station, yes, my brother. And I'll leave my number with you, and if anybody wants to get my number, contact you.
That's right.
Yeah? Please, London Town, phone in, because we're looking for anybody with skills. Because people have been phoning in now and saying, all financial help, anything you can do, whatever spiritual help, mental help, whatever help you feel you can contribute to it. It's non-partisan, it's non-sectarian. It's going to bring everybody together, and it's going to help everybody. And you know what I'm saying? And we're looking to ourselves to do this, you understand? Okay. And I think that is the key of it, that it's not sectarian, you understand? Because we're all in this boat together. We saying to ourselves, we're going to go back when we was on the slave ship, you understand? Because when we was on that slave ship, we knew who our enemy was. We didn't want to take part in the enemy's system. We wanted to have a die and take part in his system. You understand? So we was all united. No matter what part of Africa you was from, on that slave ship, when you was shackled to your brother, your sister, you was one.
Yes.
You understand? And you had to all fight as one in order to survive that system. So we're going to go back to that, and even back further to the African civilizations and cultures we had prior to that before they captured us. Now, once we get self-esteem, once we get self-respect, once we get self-love, and this is what we're going to be hopefully not preaching but teaching and schooling the youth, specifically from 5 years old, we're going to try and catch them. Yeah, we believe that, you know what I'm saying, that that this will be the key for what this will be something that has never been tried before for over 400 years and never been done in England, specifically from over Yasser, because without a political agenda, because we ain't busy with no politics, we believe in our spiritual strength of God and God helping us to achieve this, because we ain't going to go into the white man's politics, because that's politics, you understand my point?
Yeah.
So the brother Craig who phoned in, all the other brothers and sisters who phone in, if you got skills and you want to contribute, you want us to help you with whatever you're doing, then we're here, my brother. We will give all our time and our effort to everything you're going to do, because we love the spirit of the brother, the warrior spirit in which he was speaking. And that is the type of way we must go forward, warrior kings and warrior queens, you know?
Okay,
so enough respect to the Genesis crew. And anybody, Brixton Town, please phone in, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't let me down on this, because we have to save lives, you understand? We have to save lives now, and it's gone beyond the chatting now. The brother's talking about the paedophilia and the rising gun crime amongst the black community. We have to stop this business, because them man is sitting in the back and laughing at us there.
Yes.
And we're gonna and we are to blame if our children, are being murdered, because what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Talking is not going to get us there.
We've
as
got
you were
to do
saying,
some action now.
For real, you said that about the community centres. We complain about having no community centre, but we ain't doing nothing to build a community centre. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So when you go to the African awareness meeting, one man can turn in there and go, okay, let's turn the lights off now because you've gone over time. And stripping this like that.
Yes.
And the community ain't even moving against it to say to the white man, hey, what? You turn off this thing here, so?
Yeah, we're not moving.
All the way you're taking out honor, all of honor, you see. And another point I was mentioning, this quickly, was a good point the brother mentioned about the school, about the Boy Scouts thing, because we were discussing a quick point yesterday. We said, what if the authorities said we're going to cut off all the electricity in Brixton?
Yes.
What if they're going to close up all of the shops, like Tesco's and them, right? What if they're going to cut all the gas to your housing and all the rest of it? Now, how would you survive?
That's right.
Could we even light a fire without a match?
Yeah, where we going to do our shopping?
Chicken? Could we, without our shopping, how are we going to survive without a lottery?
Without Tesco's.
Now, without Tesco's. Could we survive an assault by the forces that be against our community or against our little estates that we live in? Could we survive if they took off all the electricity, if they cut electricity instead of going to move in with gas, tear gas and that? If the answer to that is no, then you have to understand one thing, yeah?
Yes.
We are in serious problems now.
For real.
If they pass a law tomorrow and said every black man will be killed in sight, could we as a community protect ourselves, defend ourselves? Could we rely on those African countries to aid us? That's A. B, if they said we're going to rape every black woman in sight, could we see as black men defend and protect our women? And would we get help from other countries to survive? And D, if we form the government tomorrow as a black community, do we have the skills back, do we have the knowledge and the networking and the abilities of new technology to implement to actually run a country if we could do that tomorrow?
Yes.
Now, if the answer to these is no, then my brothers and sisters, we are in serious, grave error, because if you think it's dark now and we think the Illuminati is moving now, then you ain't even seen nothing to come yet, you know. This is just an iceberg of what is to come.
It's
just
not
as in
even the
Bosnia,
beginning, for real.
For real, like in Bosnia, white man was living together for so many years. And if I'd have gone back to Bosnia and said to them 5 years back, you will be going next door, killing and raping your neighbor, the man would laugh in my face.
Yes.
But with his pleas, that was happening. And that's white on white crime, you know. White folks killing white folks. Now, what will they do to us if they're getting away with it need?
That's right. It's
You
going to be
understand? So-
something different. Well, the whole of London town heard that, you know.
All praise
Richard.
is due to the Most High, yeah.
Yes, every time.
Every
Okay.
time. And thanks again, man, Commissioner. And I'm going to hook up with you during the week, man. So bell me, man.
Yeah, we're keeping touch.
Nice to hear from you, man. Most definitely, yeah.
For
London
real.
town, enough respect up to Genesis crew. And keep on supporting Genesis, man. That most definitely. And
Okay.
one love to all the brothers and sisters out there, yeah?
Yes, Bridget.
And peace, man. And triumph to the race. And up your race, man. Because we can achieve and accomplish much.
All
Listen,
right.
brothers and sisters.
One love for that.
One love, brother, man.
Guidance.
Guidance.
Yeah, London town. Boy, you're hearing it there from one of our hardcore warriors out in the community. And it's nice to know that things are working out and that we are getting community groups together, or we're getting groups of our community together. And it's called working parties, I believe. No more talk, let's just deal with the action. Now, London town at the same time, don't forget this boy now that committed this vile offence at the top of Tanner's Hill this week here. Took the little girl that was on her way to school off of the street and assaulted her. Okay, this boy here, we got something for you. Listen. obviously you're a bit sick, you know. Maybe someone stressed you out and you've just had to go out and take it out on someone else. Whatever the reason was, I know for a fact that you're listening to Genesis. Whoever you are, I know that you're listening, all right? Now look, it's best that you give yourself up, all right? We've even got people in our community that are willing to help you, like Brother Kweke, but it's best you give yourself up, because the person that you know, and this is just how these things happen, that particular person's daddy is well respected in the community and known by an awful lot of people. So you best just give yourself up. Good afternoon, this is Genesis 91.6. What's your name and from where are you calling, please?
Good afternoon, Genesis.
Yes, brethren.
Peace, man.
Okay, brother, peace, how are you?
Yeah, I'm cool, you know.
What would you like to tell London Town?
Yeah, well, concern everything, the controversy go on, yeah?
Yes.
Well, I listen to you quite a lot, right?
Yes.
And your positiveness, right? I detect of one of spiritualness, yeah?
Yes.
Presenting a show on these things concerning between us as a people. Now, I say, remember these things is written, you know?
Yes.
So, I would say have no fear because these things have to first be fulfilled.
It has to fulfill.
Yes, man. Must come to pass, you know? Because like Jesus said, before one of my words go to pass, do not come to pass, man. Heaven and earth shall pass. Yeah. So listen now, you see like the brother would just come off a dweller now?
Yes.
But listen to him a bit too.
Yes.
Now, you see, it's people like them they want to deal with what we have to deal with.
Okay.
Because the situation is deteriorating ever so more, every second, not even day now, second.
Yes, right.
You see, the point what him raises concerning is we have to be blamed, really. Because remember upon the slave ship, wherever part we came from, yeah? We were all one with the same aim.
That's right.
But coming over here, so now some of us get educated, right? Become diversify in economics.
Yes.
But we don't know where we're going to set up our structure or our base. You see, we have to know where we're going to set up our base, you know.
Yeah.
And where the foundation is. And the foundation is here. You understand?
I hear that.
This is just where them take a lot of the people too. You understand?
Okay.
And the children now beginning to see these things as it is written.
And they're just disrespecting.
And it's just disrespecting. Some of the elders disrespect the children, some of the children disrespect the elders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now come back to the point of ourselves, right? In terms of economic, we have to know what our foundation is. Now the brother will just finished talking so now, Solomon, yeah?
Yes.
Now, him have an objective on him, and I say, yeah, the affirmative is to not just talk, but to act. Last week, a man phone and talks to you, yeah?
Yeah.
Concerning how much million people in this country, right? Yeah, so put a point also as well. Well, where is the black bank? Or isn't it there's a black bank of Africa or black bank of Jamaica or international bank of Africa, yeah?
Yes.
Now, what our government are doing about this? Our government are doing nothing because they're in cahoot with the Western government as well.
Well, maybe they're not doing nothing because their money is actually controlled by the Western government.
No, well, them give it to them to control because they might kill off them own.
Yeah.
But the point was Solomon I put to you, and I'll back him on that as well, is that we have to do it from here, but the objective is not from here.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because you have to go back across the water.
Okay.
So your organization says you have done a good thing. We get across a broad section of people, right? Now we could organize something whereby you can say, okay, yeah, let's contribute something now, and see where we can buy a piece of land to educate our children away from Babylon.
Okay.
Not that Babylon has her arms out, you know, and have enemy, but you see, the enemy now in this time can only overpower those who are swear allegiance to them.
Yes.
And he. You understand? So I would say this is the way forward.
So basically, we come together, set our thing from here, but look towards buying a piece of land for the youth.
Look to the east, man.
Okay.
Look to the east.
I hear you, brother,
sake. For God's sake, yeah?
I hear you, brother.
You see, what is going down, you know, it's organized, yeah? You see? It organized from in the church, yes?
Yes.
from the church to the government, are the same people them. The Pharisees are the same people in the government, right? The scribe are the one that will rise newspaper, and the Sadducees are the one that we have Sadducees, which is some of the priestess, where they have female priestess, right?
Yes.
And also the male priest. You understand?
Okay.
So we have to know who is who. Like the brother said now, when we was in the slave ship, we knew who our enemy was.
Yes.
So our enemy is some of our own people. And they are here again in this time.
Okay.
But it's how to identify them. You see?
Okay.
No, there's a man that will come and he'll know all things. And he's not to come, but he's present. And he know all of these people.
So, Bridget, let me ask a question then. On the point of like the violent crimes that's going on in our community now, what are you suggesting then that we should do?
Well, I suggest the same way the brother talk about the setup there.
Yes.
Well, if you rape, right? If you rape somebody, well, you have to pay the penalty.
Yeah. For real.
If you rape a child, it is written in the book, you know.
Yes.
If you rape a child, a certain depends on what a rape is, you know.
Yes.
Because a man can set you up as a woman can set you up and say you rape them.
That's right.
Because you don't want to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that part we have to deal with that in the way he spoke on it. It's not a strange thing, you know. This thing has been dealt with in Africa, and we also have it well established also in Jamaica as well.
Yes.
Where the male are trained. You understand? But when we left from over there, so now, some of us forget our Africanness. We forget the way our ancestors taught us.
Yes.
As male child.
And start live like the Europeans.
Right. And when we come over here to meet somebody certain of the woman they born in this country, who is of our own, right? They wasn't raised.
Yes.
They was dragged up. Some of them were dragged up out of the sewer. And what come out of the sewer, you can't dress it up. You can't dress up even to look good.
Yeah.
You understand? No, it's true. You see, I don't
that.
speak these things to justify to no man, you know. Or make myself look nice. Because I'm just easy, but I'm not nice.
Yes.
It's too nice teeth out the window. Yeah, that's how some of us get deceived. So this is the thing. We can do these things by order and commandment.
Yes.
It's in Jamaica. You understand? And we stray from it. We stray from the way.
So what
Jesus said, I am the life and the way.
So you sound, Bridget, again, you know, it sounds now that what's coming over the airwaves is that there's a general consensus that we need to start organizing something for ourselves in terms of security for our community, in terms of economics, etc.
You see, first of all, we have to get some of us, not all of us, because some of us go, oh, we ever talk about him stupid, him no nonsense, him man.
Yeah.
We have to get some of our brothers and our sisters out of the system. And we have to get it by doing this, by the sisters recognizing who them have, by being obedient to their man, as it is written.
Yes.
You understand? Not talking about now what you call it, what them call it.
You're not talking.
Yeah. May I talk about book?
Okay.
To bring out a just generation, so we don't need to walk on the street and murder our brothers and our sisters.
So there is an order laid down for us to live.
There's an order set down for us to live from creation.
Okay.
But we stray from that fact. You see? So that's why we here now in this time, not some of us is too false, some of us is not. But you see, we still got to take it on a board and to guide our younger one.
Yes.
Our elders also, we have to look to our elders also. We can't forget them.
Okay.
Yeah? But also, elders also, we have to listen to know us. And we have to listen to them in a respective way. Yeah? It's because they're our eyes, you know, but we are now their younger eyes. Like,
yeah, we see what they never saw.
Aye.
Just like the young ones now, the young ones now, as I was saying to the sister in that call from Hackney, the young ones now are seeing things that we now never saw when we was coming up, like the drugs, like the AIDS, like the gun violence, you know. So yeah, I understand fully what you're saying, Bridget. You know?
Well, it's a way forward. It's a way forward, yeah.
Okay.
Into the terms of how we can get together. The brother down there too, still the Solomon, yeah.
Yes.
Him believe. If you organize this country, but I've been telling black people long in this country to organize. And some in this country now, way back when, man.
Yeah.
I'm a long line, line of unforgotten, unseen but yet seen.
Yes.
And my line is from everlasting to everlasting, from generation to generation. There is no end to me or beginning.
For real.
Yeah.
Okay, Bridging. The whole of London town has heard that. See?
Peace to you, man.
One love, brother, peace.
One love.
Keep it locked.
Aye.
London town phones popping. Are we getting a chance to talk? Listen. Where are you social workers? Call us up, man. Tell us why you're in a position that you can't help your own community. And I'm not trying to beat you up because you're doing good jobs. But you know these paedophiles are in the area. All right? We want some addresses. Good afternoon. You're in tune to Genesis 91.6 FM. What's your name and from where are you calling, please? Hello? Sorry, sis, you're cutting up very bad, you know.
Can you hear me?
I can just about hear you. What, you on a mobile? Okay, London Town, we lost that call. Good afternoon, you're in tune to Genesis 91.6 FM.
After about 5 minutes. Yeah, this is Anthea from Hackney.
Yes, Sister Alpha.
Yeah? On the subject of your paedophiles and the kids got shot.
Yes.
Right, and etc., because I'm watching it from home, I'm doing somebody's hair, right?
Yes.
You know, black people have a saying where you see I'm blind here and there.
And deaf, yeah.
You know, black people always bring up their kids with them sitting there, right?
That's right.
If these things are going on and you know, say it's evil and wickedness, because these things shouldn't happen to children, because children have to live with these things.
That's right.
Either mental scars or physical scars.
For a very long time.
As a stranger sister, I'm asking anybody, because I'm from Hackney, although I'm from Hackney, it affects me. Because I've got Holliper nieces, I've got Holliper nephews, I've got great aunts, you know, all the kids around here, you understand? So if these things are happening to kids, and somebody either sees something or knows something, I stress it. I stress it and I can't stress it enough. Please come forward.
For real.
You know, but at the end of the day, these kids have got to... Oh, the baby crying.
Okay, sis.
You understand? The kids have to go this, and sometimes, you know, problems...
You hear that, London Town? Sister Alfia, she got lost there, but she's saying, please, if anyone knows anything at all about these attacks, the shooting, the rape that took place, please, come on, do your duty, because we're all family. Good afternoon, you're in tune to Genesis 91.6 FM. What's your name and from where are you calling, please?
Good afternoon, Genesis again. It's Pat from Brixton.
Yes, Sister Pat.
Yeah, I'd just like to say good afternoon to London Town also.
Okay.
And thank you for all the sisters who turned up yesterday.
Uh-huh. Yesterday to what, sis?
The meeting.
Okay, the
same
meeting.
The meeting with Mohammed Solomon and the rest of us that were there.
Uh-huh.
And I feel a bit ashamed that a lot of the brothers didn't turn up.
Yes.
And, you know, us women, we can provide a lot for our children and also some things to help the boys, but we need the men to help the boys, our boys.
Okay, the men are coming there.
And it's just a shame that people are just calling in and just cursing.
Yes.
And they're not really saying, okay, let's up and do something.
For real.
They're just phoning and cursing and cursing and cursing's not getting us anywhere.
Okay, I'm going to deal with all of them men there, sis. I know when you say cursing, you don't mean using bad language, do you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what for you now, and for all of the other sisters out there, as soon as I come off the phone from you, I'm going to deal with them men there, all right?
Please, because we do need them. We women cannot fight alone.
Okay. I hear that.
We cannot.
And the whole of London Town has heard that, sis.
You know, I left my number last week. I'm not just phoning for women.
No.
You know what I mean? Us alone cannot do it.
That's the truth.
You know, so brothers, please. It's not only it's not just a few men like Sam Solomon and Hakeem and Habzan, but our men and Hassan.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We need the men also. You know, even if it's just to show the guys how to hammer a nail in wood. Or to do a little bit of painting, whatever.
That's the
Please, man, office your services. You know, we need it.
Okay, you put that out to the whole of London Town, right?
Please.
Thanks very much for that.
You know, please leave messages for me.
Okay.
You know, I'm sure you'll pass it on.
Yes, we will.
Okay?
All right? Yeah.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
And God bless.
All right, you as well.
Bye-bye.
Yes, that was Sister Pat from Brixton. Listen, all of you men out there that are doing, you know, I see so much men in the bookies, in the pub, hanging on the street corner, sitting down and Daddy Coolie said at his raven dance as well. So many men, right? You got holy per time on your hands. There's children out there growing up without a male role model who needs someone to look at them. It doesn't have to be your blood child, you know, because all the children out there belong to us. So let's start giving some support.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to answer that phone, but before we take it, just cut off. Got a call on the other line from a young brother in the North London side of town, okay? And he just really made me feel good, because what he did, he phoned up to say that him and a group of his brethren, they used to be on the bad boyism, the drugs, the crack, and the gunman business, but they took a stop, right? And they listened to Genesis, and they took a stock on their life and decided where they're going to go from here, because once the cracks run out and the bullets are empty, there's no substance. They was earning thousands of pounds a week, you know what I mean? But when it's done, where does it go from there? And they decided, as a group of them, they decided to stop. Because remember, as a group, you know, you normally walk around in a group. And the only time you become a loner is when something in the group's either upset you or something ain't gone right with you in that group, and that's when you become a loner, you know, right? But if you as a group decide to do something and give each other the support that's going to help you get through that, you can do anything. And those brothers phone me up now to let me know that they passed their first set of exams, right, up to some 85% gradings, you know what I mean? They passed. I've got to say one love and maximum respect out to those brothers out there, okay? And keep it up. And if there's any other brothers out there that, you know, are on that path of that badness or the easy life, you know what I mean? Come off the easy life and join the struggle. Come back and join the struggle. You know what I mean? Let's take this call. Yes, thanks. What's your name? Where you calling from, please? This is Genesis.
I'm calling to support Brother Mohammed Solomon. I was there at the meeting last night, and I'd like to implore other black women to come along and attend these meetings for the sake of their children, so that they're actually active in the future of their children and their children's destinies.
What's your name, please?
My name's Fiona. I'm calling from Brixton.
Okay, Fiona. All right. Any other point you wanted to add on to that, or was it just you just want to call for people to come down?
Just to call to support Brother Mohammed Solomon. He's doing an extremely positive thing. We have to be active in our children's futures. You know, the time wandering around Britain aimlessly doing nothing is over. You know, we have to be active. We have to be active in our children's futures.
Okay then.
Okay,
all right then. Thanks for your call, Fiona. Yeah. Right. Once again, like I said, you know, you can phone in, and we was talking about the shooting and the rape of the 13-year-old and the shooting of a 13-year-old child. We've been mentioning about paedophiles, and Commissioner's been giving a call out for people that work in the social services who've got information on paedophiles. But, you know, one thing what I'd ask the people on the social services, even if it's not to give out information on the people, is to give us an insight to let people know what really goes on in these institutions, okay? Earlier on, we had a talk with a mother, an older mother, who was talking about the system, and it comes from the home. But really and truly, I believe that the control has been taken away so far from the parents now by the system, by the lack of the children being able to look up to adults for responsibility. I mean, if a child does something wrong in school, that teacher cannot stop that child from doing it. That child can look at that child and say, you said don't do it, what are you going to do about it? Go on, do something about it. And that teacher might as well sit down on the desk with their hands underneath their bum, because they can't do nothing to the child. That child could take up something and lick the teacher, and that teacher couldn't do nothing to, you know, even keep control or gain control in the classroom. Can take this call here. Hello, Genesis. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Neil calling from Brixton.
Yes, Neil.
Yeah, I was just calling to vouch for Brother Black Power, you know?
Brother who?
Black Power. Set you up for the answer.
Okay, yes, sorry, yes, go on.
Yeah, man, cause it's a long time, you know. I was saying I would have called up Genesis, but, you know, I wasn't organized enough still, you know. So I'm glad to hear a man organized enough to come forward still,
Well, you know, let's clarify these things as well, right? It's not about being organized enough to call, because sometimes it's an idea. You see, like you've got the idea?
Yeah.
And someone else has the idea, but it's the lack of you and that person getting together to make the idea grow. You see? So, like, now he's put it forward, so you've got you've got something on that same lines, yeah? And there might be another 6 or 7 or 8. There might be about 50 more people with that same idea. What it's about now is them 50 people getting together to make it a reality. Yeah. You see, if there was 10 people who had that idea, but they're all on their own, that's hard, you know what I mean? But if it's 50, that's 50 of you in the hardcore region of it from the start. You get me? So it's a case now of you not networking. And like you said, all right, he's the first one to mention it on the air, but to support it and see where it can go from there.
Yeah, man. So I have to hear him call now, so I say, yeah, man, I have to call to support that, man. Yeah, man. So I say, I never hear the number yet give out, so when I call him to find out what was going on still, you know?
Yeah, right, okay. What tends to happen is that, like, the person will call us back on the other line, 0956 596739, that's my line, or Commissioner's number, 0958 345 771. Okay, and I'll tell you, sometimes it's better to get hold of Commissioner because he's a man that answers the calls. Then, don't you, Commissioner?
Yeah, man, like you said, you know.
All right.
All right, so me definitely link. We got Commissioner one still, so me link him, you know.
All right then.
Yeah, man.
All right,
respect, yeah.
Respect.
Yes, Dan.
Yeah. Again, touching on last week's subject when a person phoned up and mentioned the partner. And 15 million, £5. By 5 million of us put £5, that would make 15 million, and etc. And then what would we do with that? About the Boy Scouts, and about policing, and about our own bank. These things are still in our mind when we bring up our next subject the next week. You know, so don't think that we forget what happened the week before, or the week before that. Everything is now, you know, remembered. But we also like to deal with issues that happened within the week. The 7 days prior or the 7 days after the last talk show. Good afternoon, Genesis. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, good afternoon. Is Peace again?
Okay, yeah. Peace. Who you say?
Which one the brother this?
You're talking to Daddy Coolie.
Daddy Coolie.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and the next one is Brigadier Commissioner.
Commissioner.
All right. Let me talk to the same man still, yeah? Well, hear this now. Hear the brother that's come up now. First now for about the daughter who seeking help, yeah?
Say that again?
The daughter who seeking help, yeah? For people who are there who want to give them free time, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, me is one of them man there, yes? Yeah? But, so, whatever, if they want some help to do whatever project, right? Me not have a trade as such. My trade is me a painter, yeah? I in the building trade still, yeah?
Yeah.
So whatever help them need along that line, and other help too, you never know, yeah? Right, now as for the organizing, yeah, and it's another point, yeah, concerning people, we just talk. Me talk, I don't really like talk, I'm kind of fed up of talk nowadays, yeah? So the action bit now, me say the action. So as for the brother deal with the 5 pound thing now, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, when I talk word talk, we talk action talk, yeah? So what me suggest you to do? I like them people who phone up right and want help and all that thing, right? So the help is an action help by contributing and have a meeting, yeah? And set up a thing and where this thing going to challenge to. Because for that end, and the beginning, I'm here.
Yeah. You know, Peace, you know what I tell you, I'll be honestly truthful with the massive out there in London town. You know what us on Genesis would like? Right? We would just like, if someone owned a building, right, owned the building, nobody else owned it, owned the building, and not say donate it, give us that building to work with. And say, like, you know, give us 6 months or a year to see what we could turn over and do with that building. Because you check how many buildings are out there closed down and not doing nothing. All right? And rather than give it over to an organization to turn it and make it profitable or make it viable, they rather leave it closed and nobody else has it and let it just mash down. And like you say, you're a painter?
Yeah.
Right? You know how much you out there can't even raise a paintbrush and paint?
Yeah, well, blood. Me see that, you know.
You know how much, you see, imagine how you've got a building there and we decide to say, all right, the youths them, we're going to fix up that building, but to fix it, we need the youth them, and we train them. You train them in carpentry, painting, decorating, electronics, self-on built-in project to fix up that building for our community to use. You know how much places, remember that's what the squatters used to do, you know, they used to take in the house and take them over. And so, before they used to fix them up, but now they just smash them up, you get me? But before they used to fix them up and make the houses viable.
Right.
You get me? So that's what we need, and we want a building. And why we want a building, right? Why we want a building to protect us from hiding into the little flats that we broadcast from.
Right.
We want to broadcast from a place where we don't have to worry about looking over our shoulder. You know what I mean? They have to come for us legally.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of taking us off illegally. So we want a building, one man to say, stand up and say, yeah, Genesis can have this room or this house protected and build a radio station from there, and then the next man can come and people can meet. And we'll have our own committee there, and we can meet and do everything and just stem. That's what we need. We need the buildings to be used now.
Yeah, well, you see that same building we speak of? Yeah?
Yeah.
We see them building it, you know. But you know what, the people, they won't give it free. So they organize enough, we organize ourselves, yeah? As one unit. As one unit, yeah? And coming together. We have to first put the contributor of our own, you know. From we don't steal and don't mug and wall up nobody for it, yeah? We have to do that. So I believe the best way forward is to buy you, as you have the radio, as a point of connecting to people. It's to broadcast and say, this is what we want, 5 funds from you, all you know, everybody, male and female outside there. You understand what I'm saying?
So we've got some collateral, so like if we want that building for 40,000, we can go there and take it from there.
You can't get it like this. By the blink of your eyelid, you can get it. No, me not just talk, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's for real, because you check it now, right? You see, we don't have television. Yeah?
No.
We don't have television and everything, but when they're ready for their time of year to have their Red Nose Day and put it on the TV, we have to watch it. All day we have to watch it, and you're enticed, right?
Well,
you're enticed to pledge money to it.
Yeah.
Right, but you never see where none of that money goes.
Precisely.
So why can't we have a telephone or a radio fund to raise something for us so that we can say and put it in and look at the end of the day, you can look at it and say, yeah, this money was raised and this was to do this.
All right. So hear me now, right? This is a chance. You got a platform already there, yeah? Yeah? Now you want to go a bit higher than that, obtain your next building. I myself also would love that because I've been working on certain project, but you know, when people look upon you, people say you don't know you can't do nothing because I don't need to talk. Because you see, but the talk kind of is like a thinker. You understand? So I would say this, yeah, man. Do a thing in that venue where we can broadcast, so we can put, and me myself, me will contribute. Because you see, this is the thing that I see. You see, what Jesus said, you must say to brethren, yeah? I do the same thing, I don't say nothing less, I don't add nothing, and I will never take away anything.
All right, then.
I will only add. So, yeah, all the people, them, right, of one, Solomon is one of them, yeah? I'll contribute to them things.
Yeah.
You understand? For a greater cause. And his own greater cause that there is Jah himself and humanity. Not for man, but Jah himself and humanity. All them that believe, yeah?
Okay then, blood, please.
So that's what I suggest, boss, yeah?
All right then.
And you know have a thing, right? Broadcast it, man, and you find out how, you see who is who. You understand? Okay?
Okay then.
Peace, man, one love.
Peace. Okay. Right, you're locked onto Genesis 91.6 FM. The number is 0958 504 906. Moving on to the last half hour of the proceedings now. Okay, is Brother Commissioner inside the house alongside Daddy Coolie. And do remember, on Genesis we have a set of educational programs right through the week, each and every day possible, okay? 3 till 5 each and every day we take the risk to come on, okay? Because they hit us more time. Sometimes you're tuning your radio on about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, sometimes at 3 o'clock and you don't hear us. That's because we're on at that time, and that makes us more susceptible to be taken off the air, okay? 3 till 5 every day we start the program with the educational program, okay? Mondays is African Scientist, Tuesdays is Mohammed's Hot Seat, Wednesdays is the Commissioner, Thursday is the People's Positive Talk Show, okay? Fridays now, we've been hitting Minister Rebel really hard lately because they had a stage where they was just coming out Friday afternoon. It's like before they had their cup of tea at the weekend, they decide that they're going to come out on the Friday and have their weekend rest. They decide to take Genesis off at 3 till 5 and then finish for the rest of the weekend. We have the people's sorry, answer that phone because the ring is giving me a jiggy in my ears. Right. The 1 minute, please. Hello. You want whose number? Okay. Could you call on can you call after the show? Solomon, can you call me on my number, please? And so we can get this number to the people then. Solomon, if you'd like to call me on 0956 596 739. Okay, blood? Peace. Yeah? Okay, you got the sisters, Coolie, Step Forward Sisters, Wednesdays 9 to 11. You've got Minister Rebel 1 till 3 Wednesday nights. You've got the Muhammad Speaks 1 till 3 on Monday nights. You got the Black Watch Show with X-Ray on a Thursday. We put Black Watch Show in on the educational program because the music content of that show has always got a message. It's always positive and it's always got a message. Okay. You've got the OG Briggy tonight between the hours of 10 and 1. Not forgetting Mr. Big T 3 till 6, and commissioners all over the place. So you know where to find him. If you don't know where to find him by now, where are you? Okay, take this call. Hello, Genesis.
Hello, Daddy Coolie, Ron again.
Yes, Ron.
It seems like we have no black social worker in the community.
Right. They're not pumping up. They don't want to talk to us.
Because I see we ain't getting no response from any black, so I want to know if there's no black social worker. You know?
Okay.
And I'd like to draw your attention to Debbie Blaze, the sister who got 12 months defending herself, which I think she should. With that old Caucasian general.
The old general, and the judge said that she was using the race card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we must talk about these sisters and too, you see.
That's
and,
right.
I haven't heard anything but that little brother who died, and, you know, I haven't seen anything lately about them.
Uh-huh.
You know, the brother in, I think I forget what his name. What's his name?
Not the one that died in custody.
Yeah, the police say he hung himself with a shoelace.
Oh, yes.
We mustn't forget these brothers because these things comes and it goes and
no one talks about it. Yeah.
Nobody talk about them, you know?
For real, Bridget.
They just die.
Yes.
Natural death.
Yes.
Passed on, see? So this is say we must mention her and
yes.
do it, see?
Yeah, well, Daddy Coolie just said that there is an investigation still going on. And at the same time, one of the things I know that we're going to have to touch in the coming weeks is the change within the Labour Party, you know, the new Home
Yeah, I
Secretary.
see the new Home Secretary.
Has met with Mrs. Lawrence.
Mrs. Lawrence, yes.
And
which I'm glad to,
And in fact, what they're saying now is that they're even thinking of bringing the police to court to be charged as well, because of the way they conducted the whole thing.
Yeah, all these things you must drop, because, I mean, some of the community,
they're not aware of it.
You know, they're not aware of it, and they just go away from their mind, you know?
For real, Bridget.
So if we keep poking it all the time, is thing, you know?
Okay.
All
right. One love and respect for that.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, London Town, that live link number is 0958 504 906. Don't forget what today we're dealing with. We have the attack on a 13-year-old girl that was indecently assaulted in Tanner's Hill. We have the shooting of the 13-year-old boy shot twice through his door. And we have the case of the paedophiles being pushed back out in our community. You had a paedophile that they was putting out, and he said, no, keep the girl. We're going to take this call.
You'll have to turn down your radio, please.
Yeah, Coolie, take me off air.
Take you off the air. Phone on the other line then, Bridget. 0956.
Coolie, it's Mohammed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, take his number then. Okay, while the commissioner's dealing with Mohammed, we're going to play the jingle and then we'll come back to you after that, all right?
Hello and welcome to Radioland Boxing with Genesis FM, the undisputed champ. Oh, good uppercut from Genesis. Oh my word, Power Jam's power's been cut off. WNK are coming forward. And WNK are in trouble. WNK's been taken. And it's a tremendous fight with Baseline FM. Baseline in front throws the rabbit punch. Up straight right from Genesis, and baseline is reduced to treble in this arena tonight. It's all over. There's a lot of punching in that corner. Paradise is putting up a fight. Paradise is in misery. Paradise has been taken. It's absolutely amazing. Genesis getting in on the inside with the fast punches, and what a left hook from Genesis, and Galaxy's in a black hole at the moment. Oh, that's a straight driving, jabbing, kisses mouth and kisses out. Absolutely great body shots from Genesis. Oh my word, choice is no choice. Fives doing the alley shuffle. Fives in all sorts of problems now. That's knocked the vibe out of them. And Radio 1's gone. Radio 2's out. Radio 3's hurt. Radio 4's been bored up. Genesis stalking like a civilized savage. And Capital Radio's running from London. I gotta say, what a...
Okay, Capital Radio is definitely running from London. All right, do remember, if you want to talk to me or Commissioner privately or not on the live line, the number to call is 0956 596 739, or Commissioner's number is 0958 345 771. So I don't know Commissioner's number by heart, you know. It ain't in the phone. I can... Right. Also, I got a call from a brother by the name of Jason V, and he made a suggestion that Genesis should have a program, a business network program, where people who've got ideas for new businesses should be allowed to come on the radio and express their product, okay, and take information from other people's and ideas. So that sounds very positive to me. And that network, we used to have it called the People's Information Program, where we used to bring in businesses, also social services people, but we lost that show along the way. But there's some little shavings and cuttings and implants being sorted out to bring that show back online. Okay, remember the line number is 0958 504 906, and we'd like to say thank you to all the people that's called so far. And if there's any people who work for the social services who'd like to give us an insight into the actual, say for example now, if I wanted to put somebody into a mental institution, or somebody wanted to take my child into a mental institution, what would there be their rights, and what could I do or could not do to stop that, yeah?
I think that's me.
Hello, Genesis.
Greetings.
Greetings. What's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
My name is Sister Rose.
Hi, Sister Rose.
And I'm calling from Hackney.
Hi, Hackney.
Yes, greetings to Brother Commissioner.
Yes.
The brother from America, Madhu Booty, has a book called From Plan to Planet, and on page 89 he talks about a solution to the drugs problem in the Italian community, and I'd just like to just read a very short piece on it in terms of looking at the kind of solutions that they have to some of their problems. And what it is, of all the Europeans in this country, the Italians are the only people without a serious drug problems in their community. The Italians are also the major distributors of drugs in the country. Mm-hmm. There is, in the Italian community, a rule against the use and distribution of drugs that is enforced to the letter by Italian men. Listed below are the 3 steps in their prevention program. 1. The first time we catch a pusher, we'll issue a realist warning that generally works. This warning is for Italian pushers only. 2. If he has the stupidity to come back, we'll break both his legs and shoot him up with his own stuff. 3. If he comes back again, obviously he's not taking us seriously, or he has a serious death wish. We'll make this wish come true. The actions of the Italian men in their community may seem cold, but there is no drug problem in the Italian community. What are black men doing about the drug problem in the black community? And that's the statement that I'd like to give out. Or perhaps we need to look at or even implement some kind of solution like that, be it to the subjects that we're speaking about today or the drug problems in general.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for that call there, yeah?
Okay.
That's taken on board.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, Sister Rose, I agree with that. There's no problem in the Italian community with the drugs. because of the measures that they're taking, right, to protect their own. It's true. What are we doing to protect our own? Far too many of us condone it. We're going to take this call. Good afternoon. You're tuned to Genesis 91.6 FM. What's your name and from where are you calling, please?
Afternoon. It's Abdullah from New Cross.
Yes, brethren.
Yeah, I've been listening to the program for over an hour now, and I'm very impressed with what I'm hearing. And there's a lot of emphasis on the youth and their conduct today, you know. But at the same time, we can't really put too much blame on the youth, you know, because the youth are looking at us as their mentors, their role models, and we failed. We, as the older generation for the youth today, we have failed.
I hear that. But now there's two generations. There's a generation that came and settled here, all right, from the West Indies, and then there's what you call, you know, us, like the firstborn here generation. Now then, Daddy Coolie saying that the ones born here are the worst, all right? But as I said to a caller early before, many parents, when they first came here, I'm talking about our parents, anytime we was arrested, when the SUS law came out, and enough children ended up in jail with records for no apparent reason, the parents had the attitude that if you didn't do nothing wrong, it wouldn't have happened. Now, we come with a totally different attitude where it's like we just disrespect all forms of authority. Okay? That's how we grew up, a lot of us. And what we went through, that period of time, even though many people say that the elders went through a very volatile time, a time of violence, etc., I know for a fact that we, growing up here, went through extreme violence in terms of getting beat in school, in terms of getting beat on the street, whatever. You know, brethren, so as far as failing goes, you know, because we're here, men like you are still here, right? You're holding it down. You've got as far as you can get, or you're on your way to succeeding in what you want to do, despite all of those odds. You know, so in terms of failure.
I hear you, but you see, again, a lot of us are out here, right, trying what we're trying to do, right?
Yes.
And the youth see us trying, and they're not silly, and they're not blind, and they see and they hear, and they know. A lot of us are dealing with wrongs.
That's right.
So they're dealing with wrongs.
Yes.
You see how it works?
Yes.
The apple don't fall far from the tree, you know.
For real.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's what they see. They see enough man acting on their level.
Yes.
They see enough man falling by the wayside.
That's right.
They see their parents falling by the wayside. Do you understand?
Yes.
So what hope have they got?
Yeah, that's the truth.
When they look at us as their elders or whatsoever, and they see us in the condition that we're in, because we're in a bad condition, some of us,
yes,
okay, then it doesn't give them much hope. So it's like they're on their own. They have to do what they have to do, what they feel they have to do to survive.
Yeah, but also, all right, on that stage there, right, you got to remember, right, it was what aspects, you see, what your life of living simple, right, might not appeal to the other child. You might be living good and might be doing things, you know what I mean, but it might not appeal to that child. So, you know, it's what they expect from life, you know what I mean? Their expectations might be higher than yours or someone else's, you get me?
Right now, right now, the way I see the situation right now is that the youth out there are frightened. They're scared. The reason why they're scared is because there's no light at the end of the tunnel that they can see. That's what they perceive.
You know, I'm gonna touch on this what you said, right? The kids are frightened, right? Have the kids explain this frightenness to you?
Well, look, the fear that I perceive that they have is a fear that, boy, what kind of life have I got to live? What future have I got? What can I do? Where am I going to get the money from? What kind of job am I going to get? You get me? And so on and so on and so on. I go home to my own where I'm supposed to have peace and tranquility, and I've got upset in the home. I can't go home and have the peace because, yeah.
Well, I notice with the kids now. I don't see no fear with the kids. out on the street. I don't see no fear in them. I don't know if it's a different type of fear that me and you are discussing here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm not talking about the fear. I'm not talking about the fear not to do things, you know.
Right, yeah.
Okay? Because, they ain't got no fear.
Right. Yeah.
The fear I'm talking about is a spiritual fear.
Right.
Yeah? Because
fear
there's
of
no
nothing
hope.
to look forward to, no hope.
That's
in that
right.
sense, so anything
That's right.
can go then, yeah?
That's right. Even if they were to go to college and sacrifice 2-3 years to gain a certificate, they perceive and they know that when they come out, there's nothing for them.
Right.
Or,
go on.
If there is something for them, they have to, what's the word? They have to sort of like cross over. You understand? To achieve.
Yeah, all right. On this stage then now, what I notice, right? Yeah, it's not a fear. What I notice is now the kids between 14 or even 12 and 18, yeah, are going out there and enjoying life as much as they can and doing what they can do now. And then when that's past them now, they're having their adulthood now between now and 18, and then afterwards now they're going back to college between over 20 and odd. They're going back to college to study instead of doing in that. The progression of studying is changed round, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, because as far as they see, from they leave school to the age of 18, right?
Yeah.
They're on their own.
Right.
There's no support.
Okay.
And we know this, right? I've been visiting a few prisons over the last couple of months, and I'm telling you, brethren, you probably know already. It's atrocious. I'm telling you, the youth in there, there's youth in abundance in prisons today. Right now in New Cross, most of the youth in New Cross are in prison. I know that. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And this is what I'm seeing. Now, when I was growing up, there was certain of us that got ourselves involved, and we had to pay the price. But it wasn't on this scale.
No. But this is what I'm saying. See, right now, right, what it is, it was there before, but the scale is just increased.
Right.
It's tenfold. It's gone. You know, like when the boy down the road got arrested, your mum would say, you see, you're going to end up like him, but it was just one-offs.
Right. Yep.
Now it's not one-offs no more, you know what I mean? It's a case of, boy, try to keep your child inside so he doesn't get incorporated into that way of life.
Yeah.
You know?
So, yeah.
On that stage there, is like I'm saying, our kids are too educated, too early now. You know,
You believe so?
In the roles of what they're taking on in life. Yeah?
Well, they have to. They have to, brethren.
But
Because
they're taking on these roles, but they're taking on the gangster roles and the pimps and the.
Listen, brethren.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I grew up on the street, right? And I'm not ashamed to say that, and I'm not ashamed of my past life, right? And right now, there's man bigger than me that's carrying on with certain things towards the youth.
Yeah.
So how do you expect the youth in return? Listen, the youth have to grow up faster than themselves, you know. You with me what I'm saying? They got to be man before they were boys.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I understand on that stage there what you're saying, yeah? But right now, there's got to be a balance now. There's got to be some sort of redress now, or a balance that we can get our children on equal, you know what I mean? Because they're unbalanced within themselves now, basically.
Yes.
They're unbalanced. You see, their way of life is unbalanced, and it's tipping over. They're either going to tip over one side and completely fall into the bottomlessness, yeah?
Yes.
Or they're just going to coexist, or they're going to go completely the other way. It's just, there's no balance.
You see, now, I'm going to say something which might upset a lot of people that's listening to your station, right? But I'm going to say it still, right? That we, because it's up to us now, these are our children that we're looking at that's going astray, right? So it's up to us as the parents to repent of our ways and of our sins, right? To cleanse ourselves and try to live up in righteousness. Because before we were taken across whatever ocean it is that we were taken across, we were living in righteousness, right? We never had vices and so forth to indulge in, right? And to bring us down to this level that we're at today.
Right.
So we need to clean ourselves physically, mentally, spiritually, and to repent. We need to ask the Most High, right? We need to call Him Lord until we are able to understand what we're calling Him, because many of us call Him by different names, right? And we don't really know what that name means. okay, these all contribute to the way what's happening today. Do you understand? So we need to repent, try and live up in righteousness, right? And then maybe, because I'm not the Most High, but maybe things may change. Do you understand? But as long as we, as a parent, are persisting in the life that we're living today, the next generation has no hope. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, then. So then we're still in that same cycle of who is the right Lord and who is the Most High and who is the Savior. For now,
okay, we know, or we should know, that the word Lord means master.
Right.
Right? So if we call the Lord, thy Lord, or whatever, Lord, we know it means master, and we know who we are dealing with. We can stick with that until we have right knowledge to know anything further on beyond that. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Okay.
Okay, I'll leave there, yeah?
Leave me there, yeah? All right, then, man.
Okay, brother, listen. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.
All right.
Okay, London Town. Boy, we're still rolling. The hours are running us down quick. So, boy, try and get through them calls nice and fast. London Town, we want to hear from all of you. Don't forget that live link 0958 504 906. Good afternoon, you're on tune to Genesis 91.6 FM. What's your name and from where are you calling, please?
Hi, Genesis. It's Dion again from Camberwell.
Yes,
I rang up a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Okay, now, I was just listening to the last gentleman who said that, you know, we have to call upon the Lord. Regardless of who we call him, we know he's there with us.
Yes.
Okay? The gentleman that I was speaking to a couple of weeks ago emphasized that, we know, basically, that the Lord is there with us, but what can we do about it? Okay, and I expressed to him at the time that we have to find our faith.
Yes.
Okay, and the gentleman, I mean, we can put it in all different ways, but the last gentleman who spoke is saying the same thing as I am. Okay, if you find your faith within yourself, it will change you as a person.
Yes.
Okay, now,
but sis, do you think there's enough time for us as a community? Do you think there's enough time that we can wait for everyone to find their self? Because number one, we all progress at different rates, at different speeds. We learn at different stages of life, you know. So how long are we going to sit down and wait for everyone, the community now, to find their self?
No, we can. I mean, God is out there for us, okay? This world is not going to end tomorrow, okay? He is aware of the destruction. He is aware of everything that is happening to us. And he is aware that there are people out there who are trying to find their way, okay? And he is giving us the time to find our way. If you spoke to me this time last year, I would sound like many other people out there. But within myself, okay, I am feeling him. And within myself, I don't need to go to church to pray to God. Okay, I don't need to go to I don't need to be part of a sect to pray to God. Within myself, I am feeling him. Okay, and it's a feeling of uplifting. Okay, knowing certain things that I'm doing is wrong. Okay, certain things that I'm doing I have to change. Okay,
so you're saying what you're saying now is that by that message you're saying is that the individuals out there must firstly want to find that for themselves.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
so what do we do with all of them that don't want to find it?
It will come to them. It will come to them in time, okay, because, I mean, I'm 32 this year, okay, and it's taken me, say 15 years of my life to get my childhood, but 15 years of my life to get to this stage, okay? Now, where the children are concerned, they've got these, I feel that every child reflects their home, okay? If a child outside...
You really think so, sis?
I really believe that.
Honestly?
I believe every child reflects their home.
Okay, can I just put a little scene to you again?
Okay.
When I was a youngster, all right, being a little white boy, broke in a shop and thief a whole heap of dog food and went and sold it.
Yeah.
Now, we got caught and taken down to the police station. Chewy was young. The police said, well, we're going to give you a warning and ting, all right? Daddy Coolie's looking at me. All right, now this is what we done. Now, when my mother was called to the police station, she went ballistic. She could not believe it. She said she just could not understand. I had everything I wanted. Why on earth did I do this? Because there was no reason at all on the planet for me to do it. You know,
Okay.
so you see now when you're saying that the child is a reflection of their home,
Yeah.
right? There's a plenty of children out there that their parents have done the hardest for them, be it one parent or two parents, but they've done the hardest to bring them up in what some people might call a righteous way, but the children still go out on street, you know, and not necessarily stupid children, but they still go out on street and they get in with their friends and whatever. Some of them, because one of the other arguments is, oh, it's not my child, it's the company they mix up with. Rubbish. Your child does not do anything they do not want to do. You know, now, I was brought up considerably to be good, but, you know, I went out on street and off of my own validation, I chose to go and thief dog food and sell, you know, and make my money. You know,
Okay,
now,
fine. I can accept what you're saying, but at the same time...
Yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, at the same time, your mother was telling you right from wrong.
Yes.
Okay, at the time she was telling you right from wrong, you was not hearing her, because if you was hearing her, you wouldn't have gone out there and thieved the dog food.
No, I did hear her, but I done what I wanted to do. I knew the difference between right and wrong. I knew it was wrong. Do you
At the
understand what I'm
time
saying?
you was taking the dog food,
Yes.
it didn't enter your mind whether it was right or wrong.
Yes,
you
I did,
understand?
I did.
You did what you wanted to do, as you said.
Yes.
Okay. But when I say a child reflects their home, you within yourself brought shame on your mother. That is why she went on the way she did when she reached the police station,
Okay.
because she could not comprehend why you went out and done that.
That's
Do
right.
you understand? So when I say a child reflects the home, right, that is what I mean. If my child went out there after I sit down and I tell him right from wrong and I tell him about himself, X, Y, Z, right, and he still want to go out there and do what I told him not to do,
yes,
he has to face the consequences. Do you understand? And like all your other callers have said, that the mature woman that rang up and said that basically when the child would go to school and get in trouble, then you would come home and tell the parents the same thing, and they would get in trouble again from their parents. I am one of those parents.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Because my child will do certain things at school, and he will come home and say, Mummy, blah, blah, blah. I said, I will find out exactly what led up to that. Do you understand? Right? And if I find it in myself that my child was wrong, I will tell him he was wrong. And if I find within myself that my child was in a position where he could have conducted himself in a different way,
Yes.
I will tell him. Right? I say to my children, at the end of the day, you have to command respect. Okay? The only way you can command respect is if you give respect.
Okay.
You understand, right?
Okay.
And that goes for every child that is out there. Now, another caller rang up and said that the society is changing the way children parents cannot reprimand their children.
That's
Parents
right.
cannot do. Don't come and tell me that about my child, because they don't know how my child eats. They don't know how my child grows. They don't know how my child is clothed. So what happens in my home
Yes.
happens in my home.
Yes.
And if every parent out there looks at it in that respect, then fine, certain children will grow with respect and certain children won't. But at the same time, we have to inflate ambition. What has happened is ambition.
Okay, sis, but at the same time, okay, what about them children that's been abused in their home? What you saying, that what happens in their home is their business and it's nothing to do with no one?
Okay, where certain children are being abused within their home, okay, you have to start off with what type of abuse is happening within the home. Okay, you have people
Well,
that
not really,
sexually
because
abuse.
no abuse is good abuse, you know.
Okay,
so,
fine. All right, put it another way then.
Yeah.
The way we were raised, with
Yes.
our parents beating us, with belt, with stick, with shoe, with whatever they can afford, with
Yes.
whatever they could find, was that not abuse?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But today now, they would have been locked up for that.
Okay, so when you talk about abuse, right, you have to distinguish what type of abuse. If it's constructive abuse towards your children to make them know right from wrong, to better them within themselves, fine, okay? Now you have sexual abuse, which is totally wrong. That should not happen, and I cannot comprehend any parent that would put their child through that, okay? And then you've got, basically you have verbal abuse, where you're putting your child down constantly, okay? Now within that, that's why I say where parents have to find their own faith within themselves to know certain things, what they're doing is wrong within their children. Now, as you say, there are societies, there are people that will turn around and help people in those circumstances. Just like, was it the priest or the prince that rang up? what's his name? Swade? I can't pronounce his name. You know who I'm talking about, the gentleman that rang up earlier on, who's going to create an organisation where they will find certain people that are doing whatever and try and educate them and bring them back to their spirituality.
Yes, that's
okay?
right.
I agree with that. Okay, and the one way that he can start with is all the young black youths who are there. Okay, you know, find a way of getting through to the probation officers, to the courts, and say to them, yes, we would like to take those children in hand after they are released from jail. Don't just put them back on the street for them to go and commit more crime because the sentence that they were given was too lenient. Okay, yes, we want to take in those children, we want to educate those children, and we want to put them back in on the right path where they should be heading. Okay.
Okay. Well, let me touch on that point there. You see, when they release the criminals out on the street, they rehouse them. They rehouse them, you know.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the same gentleman. So, what is his name?
What's his name's the Eldon. The second caller.
The king of
the Prince brother.
Oh, Kweke.
Yeah, Kweke. Okay, Kweke's on the right track. Okay, certain black youths or certain black people commit certain crimes. Okay, they want to get those people. Okay, I don't know what form of punishment he will give them, but at the same time, after the punishment, he is willing to educate them and find their spirituality. I agree with that. But what he can do is start with the children, the black men, the black women who are in prison at this present moment in time. Okay, create an organization and let them come out into this organization, educate them, and put them on the right path, that they can lead their lives right in a righteous way and for their children. Okay? To parents out there, please instill in your children ambition. Okay, our parents, my generation, which I'm so proud of, in Genesis Radio Station, that we have a voice now, that we can sit down and tell our children to have ambition, because that is what our parents instilled in us. Okay, ambition. And you know, sometimes we go off the wrong path, okay, but if we reflect into our own childhood, right, we then go back onto the right path, okay?
Okay, thanks for your call, and for your input, and you're welcome,
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hello, you're locked to Genesis. What's your name, where you're calling from, please?
Hi, my name's Sis Judah, and I'm calling from West London.
Hello.
I'm pleased to say that this is the first time I've heard Genesis, and I will be tuning in from now on. But I just wanted to raise a point because being a parent myself, my teenage son got in problems from shoplifting last week.
Right.
And when he was taken to the police station, they asked him for a DNA sample. Now, they've took a DNA sample from my son, and as you can imagine, I was fuming. I'm fuming just recounting the tale to you. Mm-hmm. The point being that I was glad that he was taken on a first offence, and as far as I was concerned, call me wicked, but I was glad to know that he was locked in a police cell for 4 hours, because I want the child to learn, do not do this thing. I do not want you out there in society giving black people a bad name.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But what concerns me is I would like all the listeners to know that this is the process now. When you're arrested, they are taking your DNA, they are fingerprinting it. You cannot get away from them. They have you, and they have you until you die now.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody, all them youths out there, when you're committing crime, please think twice. Please realize that you're putting yourself on offer.
Well,
yes?
they knew, they knew, before it was fingerprinting, you got automatically, when you got arrested, you got fingerprinted,
And photograph. Well, they took fingerprints, photograph, and DNA, saliva from the boy's mouth.
Yeah, see, DNA now, that's no, can't make no mistakes with that, you know.
I actually with you on that, because I saw a program about DNA, and they were saying that it isn't 100% accurate. They said that human beings are 99.9% the same genetically, and it's the 0.1% that makes our differences. They did an experiment in a town where they were looking for a guy, and they took people voluntarily, this is English people, voluntarily put themselves forward, males, to be tested, they actually found that the DNA they had matched up to more than one suspect in the town. And obviously the crime was only committed by one man. So this worries me.
Right, okay. Well, that's it. I learned something new there today again.
So if anybody else, you know, has information about this DNA, then, you know, it would be good for
Sister Jude.
us to all know.
Yeah, Sister Jude, I just wanted to add to that, right? The DNA, when they take a DNA sample now, it's either a piece of your hair out your head, or they take a swab and put it in your mouth and take some of your saliva. You know, this is what the DNA sample taking is. So for even the youngsters out there, I think we lost the sister, but even the youngsters...
No, I'm still here.
Oh, you're still here, sis?
I'm listening.
All right. So as you're saying now, for even the youngsters out there, what they have to realize is that if you get arrested now, today, they're taking DNA, what they call DNA fingerprints. And the law is, you have to give it, and they will say to you, they'll ask you to say, look, we've got to take this or take that. Can we take a piece of your hair? Many people fight them down. Legally, they can hold you down, put their hand in your mouth, and take out whatever they want. All right? And that's what they're doing to the youths now. Now, that just leads on to something bigger in terms of what you're saying, right? And
because I'm talking about them introducing a police state.
Now,
and at the end of the day...
You're thinking like me. Okay.
It's a worrying thing, and I don't care where you come from, what your race is, your nationality is.
Doesn't
if you're
matter.
working class, I think they're going to target you.
Well, hear the joke, sis. Hear the joke, all right? And this is one of the things what the Labour government's going to do. When I tell people that them and the Conservatives are one, they don't believe. But listen to the joke, all right? They brought in a plan, all right, that they're going to microchip young children.
Oh, yeah.
All children that are perpetrators of crimes, whatever the crime may be, they're going to microchip them.
Yeah.
Now, the first place they're going to start this off is in the prisons and these institutions where the youths are locked down.
Yeah.
As you heard a brother say earlier on, he goes prison visiting now, and the amount of youngsters in there is unreal. So the Labour now have just brought in a policy of if the child commits a crime, if they spray on the wall and make them clean it up, we'll do this, we'll do that. That's just another step closer to actually putting the chip on them, so that if they don't have to put you in jail, then they can leave you at home and say, right, you're under curfew, be in by 12 or whatever, and they can pinpoint you and know within how many hundreds of meters exactly where you are and what you are doing.
Absolutely.
You know? So
I mean, I think that they tested it with the microchip technology with cars.
Yeah,
but they tested it with cars.
And
with
dogs and cats.
With the full knowledge that they were going to use it for human beings.
That's right.
Could I make another point, which is the point of peer pressure? I raised my son to know right from wrong, and he knows that stealing is not something that he can come under my roof with.
No.
I have never accepted stolen goods. I explained to him this weekend that, you know, for years I went without because I would not. It was very easy for me to get a stereo from my brothers and sisters at a knockdown price.
That's right.
You know, I can go up any road and buy from a crack addict anything I want for £10 for a rock. But at the end of the day, that is not who I am. And it's not who I want him to be.
No.
You know, I want us to have pride.
That's for real.
Yeah?
And again, you see now...
But what I'm saying to you is, at the same time, could I find a black man to go to the police station with me, his father or any other black man in the community? The answer was no. So like the other sisters who's rung in, and who has said that they met at Brixton yesterday, I would just love to hear next week that they were inundated by man.
Yes.
This is what I want to hear, and I don't want to hear nothing less. I don't want to hear lame excuses. Take yourself on Sunday at 7 o'clock and meet the sisterins in Brixton, because we all have to pull together, and at the end of the day, if they're missing, they're part of the problem.
Okay, sis, we hear that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling in, all right?
Okay, I'll keep locked.
One love.
Bye.
Your London Town first-time caller there, joining our Sister Jude from the West London region.
Okay, once again, if you are a first-time listener to the 91.6 Genesis, we broadcast each and every day between the hours of 3 in the afternoon. Each and every afternoon, 3 till 5, we have an educational program. Okay, that's from Monday to Friday. Monday evenings, between the hours of 1 and 3, we have The Nation. Mohammed Speaks. Tuesdays... Yeah, 3 till 5 on a Monday is African Scientist. Tuesdays is Mohammed Hot Seat. Wednesdays is the Commissioner. Thursdays is the Positive People's program with Mystery Man and Sister Nzinga. Friday is Minister Rebel. Okay, in the evenings now, Wednesday evenings we have the sisters, Step Forward Sisters with Security and Imani between the hours of 9 and 11. Minister Rebel is again back on show between the hours of 1 and 3. Thursdays we have the Black Watch show with X-Ray between hours of 11 and 1.
Hello?
Yeah? Someone there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, brother, go through, yeah?
Okay, this is Lawrence from Lewisham, yeah?
Yes, Lawrence.
And I'd just like to sort of backtrack a little and just make a bit of a contribution to what the Commissioner was saying about the children.
Yes,
The youngsters. Concerning the issue of the difficulties that the youth then face, yeah? I'd like to make the point, because you made a good point about, they didn't have to face the things that, say, the first generation that was born here had to face.
Yes, brethren.
You mentioned things like AIDS.
Yes.
And crack.
Yes.
But what I wanted to add to that was that it might seem like something simple, but before the children even leave their house, there's something else they have to contend with, and that's coming through the TV.
That's right.
I'm talking especially Sky.
Yeah.
It might seem like something simple, yeah.
No, it's not. That does the most damage, brethren.
But the battle of the 21st century is the battle to control the mind, because the people who control the planet today, right, they know that they don't have the manpower to control it physically.
Yeah.
They have to miseducate people enough to the point where they want to be ruled. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
right.
They're coming through Sky TV with all forms of satanic subliminal messages, from demonology, and even through our own black music. Yeah, you've got people glamorizing crack selling, prostitution,
murder,
all sorts of things. And when they're talking about killer, man, they were talking about and I'll kill a nigger. You know what I'm saying? And so to put a cap on it, really, it's like people like Biggie Smalls, Black Man, Tupac. You know what I mean? All right, they are brothers, but I'll be honest with you, they will not be missed by me. And my point is that 5 years from now, nobody will remember them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe because of what they were saying and bigging up in the community.
Exactly. And my point is my message to the parents out there is simple. To your older children, maybe of the ages of 10 and 12 and 14, or just coming into their puberty and ages where they're trying to take on different concepts, that they should really monitor what they watch on TV and what kind of music they listen to as best as they can. It's impossible for them to do it perfectly, but they must try. And kind of reach, see what their children are, what kind of information their children are taking in. And to the youngsters, it's quite simple that you must pressure your book. You get me? Just, stay with the book, read the book, because you'll be the men and women of tomorrow. There's hope for tomorrow, and the black community will need you tomorrow to be strong men and women, educated men and women. So don't matter what you're doing, make sure you keep your face in your book and read, always read. And I'd just like to say about the brother Solomon that phoned in that he made some good points.
Yes.
And I'm interested in getting involved in that program.
Okay, Bridget. Yeah. Well,
but that's all I got to say, brother man.
As you heard the sister say, we need more men to come forward and get involved, see?
I agree with that 100%. Me personally, what I can do is bring forward myself and get involved in that program. And I just can say to brothers that they're listening, get involved. Black people in general get involved, but specifically brothers, come on, man. Come forward.
Okay, Bridget.
Okay, but
enough respect for that.
Yeah, enough respect.
And you keep it locked, all right?
Okay.
Okay, London Town, we have the presence of the one and only Mr. Senator B in the studio, and we're going to finish it off. This is the last call, and we're out of here. Daddy Coolie.
Okay, like I say, once again, welcome to Senator B inside the place. And we're going to be having a special guest inside here today with you, Mr. Senator B. Hopefully, the man like Everton Blender will be inside the Genesis studio today. Commissioner just shot me. Did you see that? We're talking about black and black violence. The Commissioner just shot me, I don't know. Hello, you're locked to Genesis. What's your name? Where you calling from, please?
Hello, Daddy Coolie. LG again from Brixton.
Who's it? Oh, how you doing?
All right, thank you.
Okay.
I wonder if you could explain to your caller or your supporters why the establishment won't grant you a license.
Why is the establishment going through the license?
Yeah.
Why won't they grant us one?
Yeah.
Oh, what it is, there's a certain amount of airway space out there, and we're very low on the criteria at the moment, and it's a farce basically. There's only a certain amount of legal licenses out there, and they are only aimed for a certain amount of people, and it could be I think they've given all the black licenses out now, so the next set of cultural people to get might be the Greeks or the Indians or another another ethnic minority. Okay, it's not what you do or what you can offer. You know what I mean?
I see.
That's what it's about.
I see. So, in other words, we the public cannot do nothing to help you.
Well, I don't know. It's a new government in now. Okay, so all I could say, if we put pressure on them to say this is exactly what we want, this is what we need, then they might attain to it. You know what I mean? Other than that, we'll carry on either way, whether they give us permission or not. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Can I go on to another subject?
Yeah, go on. If you can be quick, because we're in another DJ's time at the moment now.
Yeah, no, just a short one.
Yes.
There's an article in the New Nation on the 19th of May. Did you read about it?
What, the New Nation newspaper you're talking about? No, it's not a paper that I really frequent, you know.
I know. That's why I asked you if you've seen it. I heard anyone.
Yeah.
The article said, "Kill all blacks, Muslim told." And this is in Derby. I've got it right in front of me. Can I read 2 verses of it?
Said this was from a paper this is from the New Nation.
Yes,
yeah,
and the 19th of May.
Yeah.
And it said, "Kill all blacks, Muslim told."
Right.
And it happens in Derby.
Okay.
Can I read?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes,
right.
A bit more, yeah.
Muslim extremists are being urged to break the bones of black people in the name of Allah. That is the first thing. It's there's a lot more. So I wonder if anyone could tell you about it. I've got the clippings. If you want it, I could drop it in the center.
Yeah, drop the clippings into the center, because it might be something that we'll have to talk about next week now, because our time is actually finished now.
Okay, I surely will.
All right,
okay then. Bye-bye then.
Thanks for the input, yeah?
That's quite all right.
Respect.
Bye.
Okay, we'll leave it there on that last call. One, again, is that we did mention today about the rape in New Cross, and we didn't get no feedback. It's a touchy subject. It happened this week, but really and truly, we need some information to get to the family on who the perpetrator of this crime was. Okay, yeah, that's what we need. That's what needs to be done. Okay. Also, the revenge shooting of the young brother in Brixton. Okay, because he was a member of a family that was caught up in a murder a year ago. They decided that now, the anniversary of the boy's birthday, they want to get back the family again, so they're carrying on the blood fest there. I mean, these things got to be stopped and quashed. We talked about the paedophiles and how this society has got this thing, whether they was talking about, all right, letting one out the other day, and they're having a discussion whether they should actually give us the names of paedophiles or not. We should be made aware, because if you noticed a couple months ago when we announced, Forest Hill gave the name or warned the family in the school region of Forest Hill that there was a paedophile being allowed to reside in that area. Okay, and they took the step. They took that step before any legislation or any form of law was made for that. Okay, and they're discussing that. We mentioned about paedophiles. We keep that in the mind, because there's a lot of these sick people out there. Okay. Each and every Sunday between the hours of 11 and 2, you've got the People's Talk Show, where we bring up subjects that's going on in the week or things that are happening of relevance to us. If you have any suggestions or any topics that you want to be brought up and you've got any information for us, our mailing address is Lewisham Way Youth and Community Centre. Okay, once again, Lewisham Way Youth and Community Centre, 138 Lewisham Way, SE14 6PD. Okay, the address is 138 Lewisham Way, SE14 6PD. Your market care of Genesis. You can put it down for Daddy Coolie, Commissioner, Briggy, any one of the presenters of the show that you've enjoyed or you want to give information for. You send it to that address. Okay, and this coming Friday, the Lewisham Ways Women's Group are going to have a social evening, okay? And it's entry fee is £1.50, but that includes a raffle, and it's just going to be a social evening with games, talking, meeting, getting to know each other in the community, okay? So the women's group present a social evening, and that's Friday, the 20th of June, and that's from 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. Okay, for further information on that, you can contact 0181 692 1577. I'm out of here. God bless till the next time, Commissioner.
Yeah, London Town, we're just going to say quickly and briefly, whilst the Senator is patiently waiting, thanks to Brother Ron, Caroline, Tafara, D, Major, Aston, Queke, LG, Brother Peace, Sister Althea, Pat, Fiona, Neil, Peace again, Brother Ron, twice we've got it today, Jason V, Rose, Adula, Dion, Sister Judah, and Brother Lawrence. Thank all of you for partaking in the show. Everyone that tried to get through and couldn't. You know, we're going to try and bring this show back again next week, part 2, because we need to solve these crimes in our community. So, you know, you've got a week to kind of get your ear to the ground. You know what they say about the black community. Nothing don't miss us. Someone out there must know something. To the youth that was attacked, that was shot, boy, we send our condolences out to his family. To the young sister that was attacked in Tanners Hill, New Cross, Deptford region. Again, Genesis send out their condolences to you, sis, and to the whole of your family. And anything that we can do to help, we will do. Okay, anything that we can do to help. And it's not just the talk show presenters, London Town. All of the DJs on Genesis, no matter what they're doing, if they can help, they will help. So one big love, respect, maximum going out to all of you. And boy, London Town, catch you whenever. One love.
Oh yeah, I got to remind you that the barbecue at the Star of India has been cancelled for today. True, like the weather just turned nasty yesterday. They cancelled it, so just stay tuned to Genesis for further information on that. And just have a good day, a positive day. And remember, it's National Cinema Day, right? And the only reason I'm telling you that it's National Cinema Day, right, is it's £1 to go and take your child to the theatre today. It's just £1, so you know it's a treat that you could treat them if you want to take them, you know what I mean? Because it's not every day it costs £1. Normally it's like £3.80 and £4 odds. So for today, all cinemas in the whole of England are charging £1 entrance to see any film that you want to see for today, okay? So mind how you go. Have a good day, a positive day, and take care of yourselves. God. 9216.